Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hello. Hello. My name is Lily Bell. I love to travel, but I suck at geography. Thank you so much. Gambit, I'm and Mr. Psychic. Thank you so much for continuing your membership. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's a huge deal for me, honestly. I really appreciate it. You guys are the absolute best. You guys really are my like core community and people that I feel safe and happy and with. You know what I mean? Am I ready for Christian? Believe it or not, and this is how I know, like, something's going on. Something weird is happening, right? Maybe it's because it's been a while and the last time was like, before the holidays or something. But believe it or not, I actually am ready to do Christian Docu updates. Now, I know immediately I am going to regret this. Like, in the next, 20 minutes, probably less than 20 minutes, I'm going to regret this. Hi, Mr. Bucket. Welcome in. Welcome in. So awesome to see new viewer. Hello? Have I been drinking since I woke up to be ready? No, but I did go through other... I am doing, I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking. I went to the gym, and then I did a quick mile and a half, or mile and 40, right? So I haven't been drinking. But yes, I am trying to do better. I didn't need to drink because again, I feel like I'm actually kind of ready this time. And I know for sure within the next 15 minutes, I will regret that. Good morning in your first class of the semester, but I just had to be here. Oh my God. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you're here. I would say something better like, oh, you should pay attention to your class, blah, blah, blah. But I don't really care enough about college, right? I graduated and I fell asleep through most of my classes if I ever actually bothered to show up. My name's Jiff. Anyways, good morning. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you, Gambit, I'm, and Mr. Psychic for continuing the membership. YouTube members are my absolute favorite. Actually, caught on camera right now. My YouTube members are my favorite. Remember that forever. My entire body was still pretty sore. But I can't not go. That's the sucky part. Like I have to go. I can't show up to the destination wedding in March and just, you know what I mean? Like, these are the girls. Okay, if you guys don't know, because I don't think I've told my YouTube, but I have a destination wedding I'm going to in March. I'm friends with the groom, but the bride and her friends are like the people you see, like LA socialite type people, okay? Like, they all do their makeup real nice. They all have the perfect hair. They all have the perfect body, and they wear really nice, slinky things. They look like little Kim Kardashianites, okay? And I don't. I look like what you expect a VTuber to look like. I have bags under my eyes, and I sleep at 5 a.m. if I get to choose when to sleep. So I'm like, at the very least, I could go to the gym and try to like eat better so I don't at least have like my 20 pounds of COVID weight that I gained by eating Jack in the Box every fucking night and downing a whole bottle of wine by myself while playing Animal Crossing until 6 a.m. because 5 a.m. is when the new day starts. You understand? You know what I mean? You get it? Drawing while listening to these updates with your perspective? Well, thank you so much, Kobe. I'm glad you're able to catch my stream live. I'm really happy about that. Thank you very much. Also, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm talking to my brother. So me and my brother are supposed to go do something later, and I'm trying to ask him to bring what he needs to help me fix my audio. Not that you guys have any problem with my audio. The issue is Discord is not picking up on my mic, so every single time I'm collabing with other people, they get my, like, Xbox 360 mic. Okay. Yes, thank you so much, I, for remembering that. Thank you, thank you. Do I remember the old Jack in the Box commercials? Which old Jack in the Box commercial? Can we pin that, please? I don't think I can click the pin button from where my chat is. I would really appreciate it. Which old Jack in the Box commercials? I love Jack in the Box. This is my big chance to clear up the cumrag confusion with YT chat, but now I'm scared to talk about the cumrag confusion. You haven't missed anything yet, Professor Dev. So let me go ahead and firstly, I'm gonna show my new Not Safe for Work docu. I know that YouTube doesn't get a lot of my, I don't know. Actually, I feel like in my highlights, I talk I do a lot of great highlights with that include the funny sexual jokes and stuff that I make. And so I don't know if YouTube knows, but if you don't know, I make a lot of funny little sexual, jokes, and I'm a very 18 plus streamer. Okay. And I'm out with a new Dakimakura, which is a body pillow cover that has a not safe for work side and a safe for work side. Please do check it out. It's super awesome. It's cheaper than any other docu that you're gonna find that's actually of quality. If you told me you find like a $40 Alibaba one, like, okay, that's on you. But I doubt it's gonna be as good quality as this one. Just saying. That said, it's also, I had a giveaway that YouTube did not have a really good time with. Maybe not you guys. I did delete the community post for that merch. I had a giveaway. And I still have to pick the winner of the giveaway. I'll probably be able to do it tomorrow, in case anybody was waiting. But I had to take it down because I think a lot of people got really confused and they immediately... So what happened was last year I went to a convention and I did like an 18 plus panel. And as a joke, not as a joke, but like as a little funny giveaway thing, I made these little I had these towels with the screen print on that says my favorite cum rag on it. As like a little handout, you know what I mean? Like as if you went to an anime convention and you went to an 18 plus panel and they're like trying to shill their like hentai or something. I'm not hentai, but I thought it would be funny. Right? So I did it and it got really, really popular among like my Twitter, my Twitch. I talked about it everywhere. I guess I never talked about it on YouTube and I never really thought about it because we always cover other topics and do other things on YouTube. So I got really popular. It got really popular. I went to 2 other conventions and everybody asked for them. So I was like, and then other people, it was a convention exclusive because they were free. They were like really cheap, raggedy towel. They were rags and then they had like just a basic screen print, right? And so a bunch of people from out of state or like other fans were like, oh, how do we get them if we can't get to you two at a convention? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to actually, because I don't want to sell merch that is like just a random towel with like a screen print that could easily be washed like 10 times and have it go away. I don't want to sell that. You know what I mean? I don't care how much of an easy buck it is. I'm not going to sell something like that. So I was like, okay, let me go. I'm going to go ahead and look for good, they're not calling merchandisers, manufacturers, get them embroidered, for the same sake and get them embroidered and everything. And I'll sell them as actual merch because then it's quality with, actual like care put into it. So the giveaway that I did and I posted on all of my socials, including the community post here, because obviously within the last year, I've been a lot more active on YouTube, included this docu that I just came out with, this new merch docu, and then the embroidered towel merch. I did not get a good... at all. I did not get a good reaction at all on YouTube. People were like, well, I followed you for a long time ago. I don't remember how, but now what is this like sad, pathetic attempt of like relevancy or like popularity? And I'm just like, oh my God, you guys, you finally saw right through the fact that I have sad, pathetic need for attention. Hello? Like, I'm a VTuber. You should have known that way earlier. Good morning. And that was like literally a thing too. Yeah, the flyers, my, other like viewers and stuff begged me to do actual cum rag towel merch. It was supposed to be convention exclusive. They were supposed to be like one hand give, like, oh, here, just if you come to my panel, you'll get this little goodie. You know what I mean? So it was actually funny. It was, and I had to take it down because I don't want people to come onto the community and see that there are all these like people who are haters. And I get it. I totally understand why they would hate on it. It does sound super, super weird. You know what I mean? Like out of nowhere, she's like, oh yeah, I'm giving away a cum rag. And they're like, that's disgusting. And I'm like, but you don't, I'm sorry, you don't understand. This is a merch. It literally says the word merch on there. You guys, please. I don't have pictures of the embroidered cum rags just yet. But in case, now that you guys are here and I cleared up, hopefully, some confusion. Okay. They are being shipped. They are currently en route to me. Envision the Krishna up till part 7 when the Liquid Saga and the Map Path and NAF Theory VODs. Oh my god, speaking of the Map Path and NAF Theory VODs, I know we're talking about Christian and we're doing Docu updates today, but Mr. Bucket, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my Virgin with Rage cover. What was I saying? Yeah, that's like completely different, Mr. Psychic. The YouTube and the Twitch, it's so funny. You guys are completely different like communities, and I love you guys both. But speaking of the Map Path FNAF theories, that's another thing they feel like gets actual real confusion. And I can understand much more why that gets actual real confusion, because I actually do sound really angry. Just to clear up anybody who watched through the FNAF theories and is just like, wow, she has no idea what a theory is, or she hates Matt Pat. I don't hate Matt Pat. I genuinely respect him. I saw the movie. I saw, like, after everything, I want you to know, and this is how you know, like, okay, she's into it. I watched the movie twice, and I cheered both times when I saw Matt. You know what I mean? I took my roomie, after all this, I took my roomie and I took 2 different people, my roommate and one of my other friends that I hadn't seen for a really long time. And we were just catching up and I like was talking about it. I was like, oh, I was watching FNAF theories, blah, 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 blah. And they're all like, oh yeah, I know Five Nights at Freddy's. And I'm like, but do you know? And I took out the ultimate history timelines, the 2 videos at the end of that ultimate history timeline. And I showed it to them. So you know that, like, I promise you, I genuinely do enjoy Matt Pat, and I do have a good time with some FNAF things. Obviously, not my favorite to play the games, but I love watching people play the games, right? But what else was I saying? I think I don't genuinely dislike Matt Pat. I wanted to say, like, there's a lot of overreaction in those theories simply because I'm not a big theory person. For me, obviously I know what a theory is, right? Like, it's all supposed to be like theoretical. It's putting things together so the possibility of it coming true is, you know, to prove it and then have the possibility of it coming true. Like, I totally understand that. I'm just not that kind of person. Like, I'm very, I guess, like, everything I do is a theory, right? Like, waking up in the morning and going, hey, if I do this, like, and this might happen, like, that's a theory. We all understand there's theories that, like, totally encompass us. But I'm not the type of person that, like, goes out of their way to be like, well, what if this? You know what I mean? What if this? Like, I believe theoretical things are not real. Like, they're not, you know what I mean? They're not true. They're not real. They have not been proven. So for me, some of these theories I genuinely believe, and it's not even just Matt. Like, a lot of people who do, you know, who love like making theories and thinking of them and all that stuff and trying to prove them. A lot of theories I believe and that they do also just come out of their ass, and that's totally fine. Once again, I have 0 qualms with it. I just like it when other people are like, yeah, this theory kind of came out of nowhere, but I'll try to figure it out anyway. It's just like that. They really, yeah, theoretical things are theoretical. I love thinking of theories at work, but mine are more existential. I'm existential in a general sense, not to do with theory. But so we were talking about the FNAF theories. Hopefully everybody still enjoyed that. I feel like a lot of people still got into it. And now I feel like I should do, now that, like, I have to ask like Spectre and Axel if they're okay with it, because they did pay for me to play all the FNAF games. They really did. So I'm wondering, like, if they're okay with me starting to play it on YouTube now that I have a bigger amount of YouTube people who know that I have dabbled in FNAF stuff. You know what I mean? That works with you? Spectre, what do you think? Oppenheimer is a prequel to Godzilla -1. That's a theory. That is not a theory. That definitely is a theory. I like conspiracy theories also. I like like good theories and conspiracy theories. That doesn't mean that I can't call out theories that I think really have no ground, you know? Okay, enough talking, enough intro, right? Enough intro, enough talking. Yeah, funny enough, Chewy, funny enough, I did actually come up with a couple of great theories as I continue to like consume FNAF content. You know what I mean? And we have a couple more FNAF games, so I'm looking forward to them. Didn't MatPat make a Snowpiercer as a sequel to Willy Wonka? I don't know. I don't watch the rest of MatPat stuff. There's nothing against it. I rarely even watch stuff sometimes. I haven't made my way over to, like, I started watching like CoffeeZilla, Kira, you know, Moist Critical, like at Sunny V2, like with it's Turkey Tom, all those people. I haven't made my way, you know, Mr. Beast. I haven't made my way in the YouTube creator circle yet to circle back to MatPat just yet. Yeah, enough stalling. Do your thing, girly. I'm just happy to be here. Okay, if you guys think that's totally fine, that sounds great. Thank you so much. You control the means of just this, okay? Because you paid for it. Alrighty. Okay. We do. I do me. All right, it's time. We have 2 episodes, Christiana Comprehensive History Part 81 and Part 82. I will, time permitting, I will check out Christian's YouTube also, just to see if there's a lot of new, well, we're not going to watch all of the lives because I feel like it really is just Q&A and a bunch of people like doing the same thing. I'm sure Gino will cover all the important parts, okay? But I will watch any of the videos that I feel like, okay, this has some ground to it. Let's go. No, it gets worse and worse.
Was fascinated. This is the story of Chris Chan.
Mr. Bucket said something. Been loving your shit, seeing someone else's reaction to Chris Chan Laura be like a Germa smile. Makes me really sad to see you getting low views. Aw, I appreciate the thought, Mr. Bucket. I appreciate that. Tell all your friends about me, okay? Tell all your friends, your co-workers, your parents, your siblings.
On January 16th, 2021, Sonichu, supposedly stealing Christine's body, discussed with members of the Place Discord server, or Watchmen, his recent chats with a troll calling himself Larry Vaughn, who had convinced him to send fake ciphered messages of lewd content to Twitter users Vaughn claimed were members of the El Anon secret society. Sonichu claimed that his sending of ciphered messages was an act of quote-unquote testing the field with Larry, and that he in fact did not manipulate Sonichu, who needed to send the messages to confirm his, Mewtwo's, and Magichan's suspicions that he was a devious actor.
The field, you're
he added
following
that the
a lot
Sonichu
of
medallion producing merchandising team, Prater, had nothing to do with the El Anon troll, apart from a supposed phone conversation they shared some time prior. On January 18th, Sonichu wrote a long Twitter thread describing Christine's actions since her and Sonichu's body swap some 9 months ago. He wrote that Chris, along with her spouses Magichan and Crizella Rosechu, traveled back to California to attend the My Little Pony convention BabsCon in 2020, in a timeline where the COVID-19 pandemic never took place. However, upon their arrival, on a fated event, Christine was forced by Magichan to enter a paused timeline to exercise her soul and abilities like telekinesis and teleportation. She leveled up to a point that she could move planets with her mind, soul, and aura.
I think
Over the many months that had passed in Dimension 1218, Chris only experienced a millisecond and got promoted to the ranks of Emmanuel, Buddha, Jesus, Zeus, and the like. The alleged Sonichu expressed perplexion at himself and Christine's body still remaining in their current dimension, but was confident
Wait, hold on. Real quick. Sorry.
Only experienced a millisecond and got promoted to the ranks of Emmanuel.
This is like the thought of what Emmanuel looks like. Emmanuel looks like an 80s movie mom. I really thought this was just a picture of a movie mom from the 80s. Where is this? What is this? Okay, yeah, that's fair. You know, it seems legit. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Buddha, Jesus, Zeus, and the like. The alleged Sonichu expressed perplexion at himself and Christine's body still remaining in their current dimension, but was confident that a transition between dimensions was coming up. Sonichu closed by alerting the official Twitter account for Hasbro that it was too early to air the current Generation 5 My Little Pony TV series, and that seasons 10 to 14 of the Generation 4 series needed to be televised, as well.
I think it's so interesting that continuously, you know, for somebody who has like the full control and understanding, let's just, you know, play with the idea for a second. For somebody who has a full control and understanding of the universe, right? They continuously try to like work against corporations like Hasbro. Like, if you are so like all-knowing and all-powerful, like what are you, like, shouldn't naturally the timeline go as you foresee and as you wish? Why the fuck is Hasbro doing the you are specifically out there saying, Hasbro, you're not doing the thing that I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's just interesting.
Was allegedly commanded by prominent leading characters of the series. On January 20th, Democrat politician Joe Biden was inaugurated as the 46th president of the United States.
Wait, what? I feel like that was like so recent. We're this recent into the timeline now? Like,
Joe Biden was series. On January 20th, Democrat politician Joe Biden was inaugurated as the 46th president of the United States.
2021.
In commemoration, Sonichu posted
2021. Is this the year? You guys, is this the year? Are we gonna see that? Is this the year? Is this the year? Is this is this a year? Oh, this is gonna be
President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence's campaign poster lying discarded on the ground, regarding Trump's defeat as his death in many ways, claiming
eventually
he was
we're
not
gonna catch
and
up
would
to
not
us
ever be
watching
sorry
us.
for stating it as
If Gino ever finds my like
Chris as Sonichu
responses
and Larry Vaughn
adds me, I'll lose my shit.
amicably converse via text message, with Vaughn sharing with Sonichu his experiences with holidaying in Florida and engaging in sexual dalliances with a female anthropomorphic wolf who possessed substantial mammalian protuberances and posted artwork depicting such a creature. Sonichu later commented that she was a lovely wolf, but he was personally not that invested in large breasts, claiming that Rosechu's C-cup and Christine's D-cup-sized breasts were enough.
Yeah, I'm personally not interested in large breasts. D-cups is enough. Me looking at my own and just not. Hello? God. I was really gonna be like, yeah, good for you, you know? Sonichu's not into like big breasts, you know, as speaker of a small-breasted person myself, only to realize they're like, yeah, D cups are enough. Fuck this, bro.
Behind the scenes, Sonichu was scheming a ploy in revenge of Larry Vaughn's trollsome deeds, as highlighted in messages with the Watchmen. During this time, Chris or Sonichu got the assistance of troll Isabella Loretta Janke,
Holy shit, I forgot she's still
under Chris's
here.
understanding, trolled Vaughn for intel, and apparently successfully retrieved some of the troll's personal information,
Isn't
such
Isabella
as his full
supposed to
name
be...
and phone number. Bella was...
Wait, a lot of people are talking about how fucking awful Bella is and Isabella is, right? Or Isabella/Bella is. Everybody's like, Isabella is evil. So now my question is this. Like, because I haven't gotten to the point where she's actually ever been more evil than any of the other trolls in his life. And am I, like, do I just not know yet? Or have I passed it and I just don't feel it? She gets worse. Okay, if she gets worse, it's different. Because I can't tell. I'm like, did I pass by why this girl is, you know what I mean?
Also the probable source of screenshots of messages Larry had sent to a believed confidant, in which he allegedly revealed that he was the sole troll involved in the El Anon scheme, and was using Chris to troll other people, and further laid out future trollsome plans. Vaughn supposedly unveiled plans to write a ransom letter claiming Magichan was being held hostage and fed nothing but semen, cigarettes, and liquor under the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at the Disney World amusement park.
Wait, what? Hold on, sorry.
Cigarettes and liquor under the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Sonichu must apologize to censored and at Pokimane in a video on Twitter for being a creepy piece of shit. What does that have to do? Where did Pokimane come into this? Did I skip it? Also, why specifically this person is censored, but not Pokimane? Like, hello?
Caribbean ride at the Disney World amusement park in Orlando, Florida. Christine was to, among other things, travel to Disney World.
Oh my god,
Vaughn
it's
would
Buc-ee's!
later claim that Bella in actuality had played a part in helping him manipulate Christine, and that they cooperatively composed Magi-chan's ransom letter. Indeed, one of the text message screenshots appears to show Larry telling Bella to tell Chris to message a certain Twitter account a birthday greeting in Portuguese, wishing for the celebrator's day to be filled with the biggest penises, largest ejaculations, and endless streams of peanut butter-like excrement. Larry also revealed that Bella had been helping Christine contact
Nutella?
his Manchester High
Wait, why? Peanut butter like excrement? Bro, it says Nutella right there. Oh man, Gino got censored. Gino didn't want to get the DMs. The DMCA. Hi, Ed Boy. Also, Chell Doggo says, at least they didn't bring Journey into Imagination with Figment into this, or I would have to throw away hands. You know what? You're so right. You're so right. Nobody fucks with my boy Figment. It's actually so funny. I did take my cousin. I took my cousin. So I used to live in Florida, so going to that on top of the fact that I grew up, my parents were like Disney people. My parents are Disney people, so I grew up with Disney a lot. And Journey into Imagination with Figment was so ridiculously funny to me that it ended up being like a very cult, a cult love for me, for real. But I mean, Journey into Imagination with Figment really is just like a cult. Like it really does have a very big cult following. So my cousin, who is from my mother country, insert mother country here, right? I was born here, so this is technically my mother country. But like my parents, you know, where my parents came from, where my parents were born. He was born there also. And he came here and I was like, oh, you know, like come over to Disney World, like I'll take you and all that stuff. And I like, and it's really funny because I indoctrinated him into this, right? The entire time he's like, what is this such a big deal? And then he went on, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's my boy Figment. You know what it's my boy Figment. After the ride, he also thought it was so unbelievably ridiculous of a ride that he also got indoctrinated into the cult of Journey into Imagination with Figment. Really funny. Really, really funny. Wait, Disney adults? I'm terribly sorry for your aunt because we're Disney adults. I'm not. I'm fucking not. I think there's like a, hold on. Dude, I'm getting to this point, but there is a fine line between being a Disney adult and being a Disney adult. You know what I mean? I feel like being a Disney adult is different than being a Disney adult. It's just, I don't know. You want to hear something worse? I grew up with Harry Potter. Cancel me right now. I grew up with Harry Potter also, so there's a lot of things that are near and dear in my heart that has to do with that. Obviously not related to the actual author.
Larry also revealed that Bella had been helping Christine
Is it worth the money and
contact
wait
his
time?
Manchester High School gal pals. However,
honestly, if
outside
you
of
didn't grow
Chris's
up with
knowledge,
it, it's not
Bella
worth
was
it.
allegedly telling the gal pals to change their personal information every few years to help prevent Chris from contacting them.
That's actually so
Furthermore,
fucking sad.
Vaughn confirmed
That's
that he
actually
and
so
Caden
fucking
of
sad.
Prater had
Holy.
held discussions after being introduced to each other by Christine, and
So you're
that
a
Caden
bad
seemingly
influence?
supported Larry's
I think I'm a
trolling
worse
plans
influence in
and
other
even
ways than
opted to
fucking
paying
Disney
for the
and Harry
plane
Potter,
ticket
bro.
to Florida. On January 22nd, Larry messaged Sonichu to regretfully inform him that his past problematic behavior against minorities and women made members of El Anon uncomfortable, and that they were no longer interested in having Sonichu as a member. Sonichu sarcastically expressed his disappointment before cryptically hinting at his knowledge of Vaughn's true identity. Vaughn then sarcastically threatened to report Sonichu to the cyber police and expressed fear in being reported and risk losing his job.
I love that. What's that supposed to mean? I'm gonna report you to the cyberbullying police if you don't stop being mean to me.
Sonichu to the cyber police and expressed fear in being reported and risk losing his job. Sonichu then formally cut ties with Vaughn. Later on, Sonichu, using Chris's Twitter account, revealed that it was Larry Vaughn.
It makes me feel like Mr. Electric. Fuck. What is the fucking thing from Shark Boy and Lava Girl? It. Expel him, Mr. Electric! Oh, fuck, I don't know. It's just funny. It's just funny.
Who had made him contact several Twitter accounts with messages concerning excrement consumption. Sonichu
Send him
claimed
to the principal's
that he,
office immediately!
Chris,
Yeah,
Magi-chan,
exactly.
and
have him
others had foreseen
expelled.
his actions years in advance, but had to do as he told as to not trigger the worst timeline event. Christine as Sonichu then shared the leaked conversations between Vaughn and the unknown second party, which revealed his future proposed trolling plans. Sonichu closed by stating, "But aside from Vaughn the a-hole, not Judd this person, but that people who have nothing better to do with their time but to harass Chris and me are pathetic. Chris was just trying to take care of Barbara and living day by day without hurting anyone else, aside from her being destined to become a literal goddess and everything, but hated people like that guy. He has a job at a Virginia vineyard and travels around, has a family who he neglects for his big-breasted wolf waifus and
That's
shit.
actually so sick.
Why was he so interested in trolling us?
I'm gonna check
Dumb
that
neat
out later.
he was. Again, thank you and have a good and safe day. Lightning bolt, yellow heart, lightning bolt
Yellow
emojis.
heart lightning bolts?
2 days later,
Lightning bolt
Sonichu
yellow
wrote into the
heart?
Play's Discord group that
Thank
his
God my blue
comments
heart
had
is
left
safe.
Vaughn scared for his livelihood and forced him to stop his trolling ways. He thanked Bella for her help in supposedly trolling Larry for intel, commenting that she was very intelligent.
Sure.
On January 27th, Sonichu notified Chris's Twitter followers that he took part in a so-called Heavy Meditate Hour, in which he mind-linked with apparently everyone, and showed them around the highlights of the Earth in Dimension C-197, including a visit to Marvel character Doctor Strange, and MLP-associated characters Discord, Mary Sue, and Gary Stu.
Wait. We even visited Doctor Strange, met Discord, Mary Sue. Is Discord also a... I only know of Discord, the application. I don't know what Discord is, the person. Is there a person? Oh, a character. Oh, okay, okay. I didn't know it was a character.
MLP-associated characters Discord, Mary Sue, and Gary Stu.
Oh,
He later wrote that he recently had
now,
been enjoying G Fuel brand energy drinks to keep hydrated, in addition to drinking water from a water bottle containing crystals.
Oh, no!
On January
Not
30th,
G-Fuel! God,
Sonichu
I
noted
can't fucking
that during
drink the
another
rest of my
Heavy
G-Fuel
Meditate
now. Does
hour,
anybody want
he
it?
and his
Shit.
mind-linked companions were able to analyze the avatar state that Chris's body could at times attain, as seen in the animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender. He added that the first two photos that were shared by the first trolls on somethingawful.com depicted a moment in which Christian at the game place was playing a trading card game while in the midst of an avatar state, brought about by his former best friend Megan Schroeder apparently kissing her gay male friend. At the end of January, Larry Vaughn and Christine's Twitter accounts squabbled over Vaughn's short-lived trolling saga, with Vaughn claiming that Chris and Caden, the leader of Praetor, were convinced by his scheme and that both believed he was a rich Jewish person they could milk for moolah, or money in Fijian. Larry also claimed that Chris was planning to hire a private sleuth to investigate the troll. The alleged Sonichu retorted that he knew Vaughn was a ween, or a low-effort troll, but decided to go along with his demands, which were to be later made a spectacle.
Wait. I saw something about Chipotle. YouTube, Magi-chan, and I all knew that you needed to be made a spectacle of due to your weenish desire for attention and wanting to decrease the blessing of another individual's life. I played along just to teach you that. No, that's not how you... I don't really think... I don't really think playing along is going to teach spectacles. What? Does that have to do with Chipotle? Okay, thanks for stopping by, Code.
But decided to go along with his demands, which were to be later made a spectacle. Larry wrote back with the allegation that it was not Chris writing Sonichu's tweets, but rather Caden, and that neither Praetor nor the Watchmen were in any way effective in their stated goal of protecting Christine from trolls.
Who's Caden again?
On February 1st, Joshua Moon, or Null, the administrator of the Kiwi Farms, proposed to create a limited run of custom-made silver coins for sale with Kiwi Farms insignia as a means to help promote and fund the website. After initially planning to have the coins
poor
feature the
baby.
kiwi bird or kiwi fruit, Null settled on producing coins depicting a profile portrait of Chris Chan to commemorate the site's origins. Soon after deciding on the design, Null requested that Christine send him a profile photo of herself for reference. Chris says Sonichu then sent him a half-profile selfie of himself.
Oh, this is the photo!
Also on the first, Sonichu wished on Twitter a happy February, noting that each and every day of the month contained 5 heart emojis of different color, and not just February 2nd, or Groundhog Day, denoted by a beaver emoji, February 14th, or Valentine's Day, denoted by a red heart emoji, or February 24th, or Christine's birthday, denoted by lightning bolt and hedgehog emojis.
Why
On
does the month
February
have
2nd,
5 hearts
Sonichu wrote
every day?
into the Place Discord
mean?
server that he had a dream which ended with him almost having sex with the Sonic the Hedgehog character, Sally Acorn, a squirrel, and that as a consequence,
I will tell you all this as I do feel among friends here as well. Aside from Rosie here, Magic Chan, Chris, and the others. Damn. Not Sonichu fucking cheating on Rosie, Magic Chan, and Chris. Holy shit. That's fucked up.
Chris's body woke up feeling ravenously sexually hungry.
You walked in on this part for
Also
reasons,
on that
Zero.
day, Chris asked Sonichu asked the Watchmen if they were aware of the possibility of using piezoelectric crystals and stones to open interdimensional portals.
What?
Members of the place
Electrics?
told him that piezoelectric crystals could produce sparks, to which Sonichu replied with a link to an article from the website Gaia.com detailing the allegation that ancient ancestors possessed the
Gaia.com the
ability
same
to
thing as
access
Gaia
other
Online?
dimensions in areas rich in quartz and deposits of other piezoelectric materials. After the Watchmen dismissed the article as a load of hooey, Sonichu asked for their guidance in finding a portal that could successfully bring Christine's body into Dimension C197. The alleged Sonichu then shared with the server a private text conversation with an unknown party who was attempting to help him with a possible use of a piezoelectric machine in their possession. After elaborating to the unknown party of Chris's powers of importing hundreds of millions of souls into her infinite storage capacity, Sonichu revealed in the conversations that in order to open the interdimensional portal, he would have to use 2 large crystals, which he dubbed a celestial key, and a gate crystal, which he would electrify with a taser. The Watchmen were not convinced by his findings, so Sonichu asked them to find better sources which disproved Sonichu's claims. On February 5th, Sonichu, using Christine's body, contacted leader of the Watchmen, Not, over Discord to let him know that the portal between dimensions 1218 and C197 would evidently be created with the use of piezoelectric capabilities of quartz and lightning.
I can't comprehend all that, what? So honestly, I can't comprehend like half of that either, even though this is a comprehensive history. But what it really seems is like they're like, hey, have you ever heard of piezoelectrics? And they're like, no, go ahead. And they're like, well, I don't know how much it's gonna actually work or whatever, right? But like it's this, and he's like, I don't know. But then they try to make it work for them. They try to like actually figure out a way to use the quote unquote piezoelectric to try and open portals. I don't know. It's really weird. Oh no, what's the updates? You know what? So Luke, I think it's best if you actually just get to it's a lot. I don't know how to tell you. You kind of have to like be caught up with the rest of it. I'm sorry. You've been watching this for 5 minutes and haven't understood a thing. What the fuck are they saying? They're saying a lot of words. Don't worry about it.
Quartz,
you don't need to understand anything.
A taser on the so-called gate crystal during his proposed meeting with Praetor founder Caden the following day. Caden had in fact purchased a taser for proposed future videos in mid-November 2020.
Where did Caden come from again?
Not, in an attempt to create more distrust in Praetor, posted a transcript of his messages on the Kui forums. On February 8th, Caden, using the official Praetor Discord account, addressed the worries the Watchmen had concerning the use of a taser into the Play's Discord server. Caden claimed that the idea was concocted solely by Chris Chan and without their encouragement. Supposedly, Christine confirmed this as fact, much to the disbelief of the Watchmen. Watchman Kyle continually criticized Caden for enabling Christine to go ahead with the plan, who assured the Watchmen that no harm will come to her. Sonichu confirmed this, as Chris's body was half Sonichu, meaning that it was electric resistant.
Not the fucking fact that Sonichu actually has his own emotes? Like, I want to know the emote creator of that. Who did your emotes? Me messaging Christian. Oh my god, Christian, who did Sonichu's emotes? Oh my god. Okay.
Kyle told Sonichu that he was not
My
an
brain is
electrical
already
engineer
dying.
and should further look into all likely consequences. Sonichu replied that he, Chris, Magi-chan, and Mewtwo have looked into all possible outcomes and have duly prepared for the event. After persistent criticism from Kyle, whose concerns were always shot down by Sonichu, Kaden began to ridicule him and make light of their conversation.
What is this? Hello? This looks like it's almost like, I don't know what make light and ridiculing looks like, but this almost looks like they're fucking flirting, dude. It's viral because the problem is ambiguous. Blink is the new Kyle. Hey, look, ad hominems. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is anti-disestablishmentarianism. Bless you. Like, oops, sorry.
After persistent criticism from Kyle, whose concerns were
like, it looks almost kind of like they're flirting or something. You know what I mean?
Was shot down by Sonichu, Kaden began to ridicule him and make light of their conversation. The chat eventually devolved into spewings of random access humor from the supposed Sonichu, who before long departed the discussion. Later that day, Kaden returned to the Discord server to further discuss the taser plan with other watchmen over a voice call.
Really and truly, putting a taser to the crystal was my own idea, and I got it through meditation and seeing into the future.
Okay, so we have gotten to this point now. If anybody is confused, let me tell you something. Sonichu, quote unquote, in the body of Christian, quote unquote, has a taser, has a crystal, and believes that if they taser the crystal, it will open up a portal. And apparently, obviously, right now, they said literally and truly, putting the taser to the crystal was my own idea, and I got it through meditation and seeing into the future. Now we understand. Christian, or Sonichu in Christian's body, right, is about to taser a fucking crystal. They're about to taser themselves, bro.
So where's the ground in that circuit? Just thinking about it from an electrical perspective.
Well, the taser itself is a closed circuit. It's all contained within a little box.
Right.
It's a handheld zapper.
I mean,
we don't use anything that's, firing, any projectiles. That's
actually true.
Not
yeah,
only
because you keep on erroneously calling it a taser when it's in fact a stun gun.
I don't want to bust chops over semantics here. When I bought it, it said taser on eBay.
I don't want to bust chops over semantics here. When I bought it, dude, he sounds like a fucking... I don't know what he's like. I can't tell you what he sounds like, but he has a fucking accent. I don't want to bust chops over semantics here. When I bought it, it said taser on eBay.
Yeah,
Is it Boston?
You keep on erroneously calling it a taser when it's in fact a stun gun.
I don't want to bust chops over semantics here. When I bought it, it said taser on eBay. So we bulk ordered them for the original purpose of sale. There's 10 of them right now. Depending on how sales initially went, we were considering another order of 10 to 20.
Not one taser, but 10 to 20?
It's all based off what happens in this next coming month, right? Well, I do get why you're concerned about the safety of CWC, especially when it comes to the usage of a little zapper like that, right? But the bottom line is that don't
downplay it.
Yeah,
stop. Don't downplay it. Not a little zapper. No, it's a fucking self-defense instrument.
Yeah, self-defense.
Well, if you don't want to downplay,
hey, buddy, it's a self-defense instrument, okay? Not a self-harm instrument. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, so what I know is Kyle and MKR, I suppose, are like part of their friends, part of Christian friends, right? But Kaden is like, don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. This is gonna be smart. This is gonna be smart.
She's had heart problems in the past.
Well,
so why wouldn't we worry?
I won't downplay it. These things are brutal. But if you're using them correctly, you have no chance of getting zapped whatsoever. And frankly, we recognize Christine as an adult who can make her own decisions. And the fact that she requested one of these tasers, we thought that we'd let it happen. And we'll continue to let what she requests happen. Unless it's something that's an absolutely out of proportion judgment. But we've never, ever seen anything like that in our personal experience with her.
Yeah, no fucking way. I've never seen crazy ass shit like that, bro. Oh my god. Mr. Psychic, thank you so much for the soup. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. After 20 Lilybell Docus, 20 Lilybell branded tasers. Not the worst idea. I'm just kidding.
We have full faith in the choices that she's making. And if she feels that this taser will bring about the dimensional merge, then we're more than happy to experiment.
Or at the very least, a portal for me to finally get this body to quick fit.
I really don't think that's gonna work like that.
Okay, but like, it doesn't make fucking sense, right, Sonichu? Okay? I'm talking to fucking Sonichu here. How did you get your body here first? Why do you need to do all this just to get your body back to Quickfill? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Well, you don't know. You can get sonar by running electricity through just a regular, non-sulfurly powered quartz. That you can get a whole lot more after a heavily programmed, overpowered one.
IMO, you don't need that thing.
You really don't.
Really need to
unless you're defending yourself from a predator, I don't think so.
A gun is more effective in self-defense, but that's obviously not what we're talking about here.
No.
All right, but anyway, the results were very good.
Oh?
And Kaden here will vouch for that.
Wait, what do you mean results were very good?
Feeling the gate crystal, and then after sensing the gate crystal and the boosted energy that came out of it.
This makes me feel like this has the energy of like Chris going to, I don't know, like a high court. You know what I mean? Oh, dude. I mean, Sonichu. Dude, Sonichu. Like this experiment went really well, but we're probably gonna need more power. You gotta speak to the high court, and the high court's like, this is not a good idea. This is not how it works. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like he just went straight up to like the gods, you know what I mean? As a fucking halfling, and went to the gods and was like, you guys, I need help. The gods were like, nah, that's a hard pass, buddy. Yeah, the elder gods for real. Good night, John. Rest well.
You got extensive experience tasing yourself.
A 10-foot travel bear? That's not a huge travel bear,
a couple of times. I wouldn't sell something if I didn't know what it felt like, and it doesn't feel good. I'll tell you that.
Sells
it.
I'm
sure that's and videotape it.
Consider shove it up your ass to see how rough you like it.
Oh my god!
Salesman, but the other members of our group here, Kaden, Owen, Bella, and Annabelle, and Cabell. Anyway, but yeah, we have a couple of genuine psychic types.
How do you know they're genuine, buddy?
There's been lots and lots of people that could have made a bug of Chris. They didn't. Why?
Well, because they weren't smart enough.
Huh? Huh?
Do you really believe that?
Wait, did you literally just admit that you're trying to make a buck off of Chris? Is that what you're fucking saying? They just said that. They really...
Actually, that's a valid statement right there.
Well, dude, Sonichu, nah.
We recognize the value of partnering with CWC. We recognize the value of her talent and what she brings to the board. Now, I understand the controversy we've raised, but frankly, we don't intend on really...
We don't intend. Also, like, it really is. It really, really is at this point. Fucking, this is business partnerships. I'm about to, like, draw up contracts, bro. This is wild.
Moving that much. We're very pleased with where we are, right? Now, if you have grievances, we're happy to hear them. And we love feedback, you know, regardless of how much it hurts us.
Yeah, couldn't be me. Don't give me bad feedback. I will cry.
I think it's that simple. That's what I said earlier. You know, if you want to be a businessman or whatever, interact with the people, keep the optics up, and that's pretty much it.
Chris, why do you trust these people?
This is Maker Nike,
because they
right?
have proven themselves in person. They're kind of...
Because they bought you things.
No. That's
the reason, though, isn't it?
Wait, my question here, right?
In person.
Why do you trust these people?
My favorite here is Maker really just said, Chris, why? Why do you trust these people when this is supposed to be Sonichu? If it were real.
Because they have proven themselves in
Case
person with their kindness.
Because they bought you things.
No.
No.
That's the reason, though, isn't it?
That not initially.
Not initially, but it is now, right?
They proved that to us without buying us anything. Okay? Not initially. That is the truth. Eventually, yes, that did come to be, but they have proven themselves very much.
So you're going to choose them over us. Is that how this is going to go?
No!
Let me just say, our goal is not to take anything. Our goal is not to be, just screwing with Christine. Our goal here is just to make cash with her as a partnership, right? Now,
then why don't you pay her more?
We do.
The income split is kind of fucked.
They paid me $400.
Yeah, it really is.
About a few weeks ago, they paid me $400.
We're
out
doing
of the 6,000 they made.
So like, where the fuck does this whole Vaughn and Miss whatever her name is, where does this come into
that
it?
was a whole totally different thing.
The Vaughn person is an entirely different person. We have no clue who this idiot is.
His name is Daniel. He lives. Majority lives in Virginia. He works in the Martha's Vineyard. He trucks around.
This really feels like Chris just brought home the worst fucking group of friends, and and Caden is like that really, really awful boyfriend, right? The one who obviously is gonna get her in trouble. And like Maker and Val and them are like, no, you're not allowed to go. You're not allowed to have this guy as your boyfriend. And Chris is like, no, it's totally fine. He's not taking advantage of me. And Maker's like, okay, but what about that one time that you got arrested at a bar that they took you to? And Sonichu Chris is like, that was a whole different thing. That was a whole different part, like, that has nothing to do with them. They had just dropped me off. You know what I mean? This is feeling the exact same way to me.
Sometimes he's lived in Vegas. His number was from Vegas, and so forth. And after we confirmed all that information that we had foreseen,
confirmed with who? Confirmed with who? Confirmed with who? Say confirmed the information with who? Who confirmed that information?
All right, well.
Oh my God!
Confirmed the information.
No.
But don't tell anybody outside this group about that.
No.
She told us, and that allowed us to confirm it with Mewtwo, with Magichan, and with Christine here, still in my body. This is still Sonichu Prime of C197 talking here. It's 10 months in this body!
You're a total fucking faggot, Caden.
Now I'm just ruined.
No, and you will be, and I guarantee you by the end of the night, I'm going to be speaking to your mother and telling you how terrible her son is.
Tell me that in this entire sentence right here, right, is not what a disappointed mother would say to this god-awful person that's trying to date her daughter. This god-awful boy that's trying to date her daughter. Seriously, they really... I guarantee you by the end of the night, I'm gonna be speaking to your mother and telling you how terrible her son is. Seriously, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna call my mom. And I'll be like, Mom, have you ever said this? Kidding. My mom has not met enough of my ex-husbands. This is really
honestly,
just like a bad
if you end up getting
Thank
me
you
a
so much for the
paddling from
heart.
mommy,
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
for
be so
liking.
upset.
I appreciate it.
I hope you should be.
Honestly, I started out trying to be really nice, but you just like kept getting more and more suspicious and creepy and mean, and
Why do we have to have all this sarcasm and negativity talking shit?
But it's
I guess
fun.
there is some
Like,
sarcasm.
It's a laugh. Like it's a laugh, and it's fun. Like it's people fucking with people for laughs. Yeah.
Every time Mr. C picked an argument with Chris, she failed at arguing back.
While the full recording of the Discord call remained unpublished, an edited 1-minute segment was shared by Knot on February 8th on the Kiwi Farms, with the intention of implicating Prater as wanting Christine to get tased.
Not even
when are you gonna do the testing video you promised?
The testing video?
Can CWC like tase himself on video for lols?
Well, we're
I'll
gonna
do
leave.
it.
What?
I'd volunteer.
What? What?
I'd say you yourself. In serious and in joke,
Look,
I would.
Look,
Are you sure?
They're like we had a whole discussion about why.
It's a
Whose side is Caden on now? Like who? Dude, even Caden's like, what? We can get this far into this? I'm so confused. They're actually all against. They're all against Chris in different ways. This is crazy. This is wild. Also, I have no idea what it is, but the filter that WCT has on their voice, I kind of really like it. I should like talk to my therapist about that because I have no idea why this. There are no sides. No, honestly, because Val is like, can we tase yourself for lulz? And Sonichu was like, okay. And Val was like, okay. Caden wants Chris to tase themselves? I don't know, because Caden was like, what? Unless Gino got the names wrong. But I don't know. Is it likely for Gino to get the names wrong? Because Gino was the one that literally, because Caden's the one that's saying right now that it's a bad idea.
Bad idea? Are you? We'll talk about this later, okay? I've really got to go before we make any rash decisions that involve CWC being zapped.
Obviously. But I mean, this body is part of electricity, literally.
Oh, no.
So I can take it.
Oh, no.
Since Knot only mentioned Caden and Chris as members of the conversation and implied that the taser was to be used on an individual, this led to forum members into theorizing that it was members of Prater that were considering Christine tasing herself as a possibility, causing increased hostility toward the merchandising group. Knot then also shared Caden's personal information with the farms. Not long after, Quick-centric YouTube
Not shared what?
causing increased hostility towards the merchandising group. Knot then also shared Caden's personal information with
No! He doxed them? Not doxed them?
the farms.
Dude, nobody wins here. Nobody. This entire, everybody here
the
sucks.
leaked conversation
They're
in
all
a video,
awful.
further
They're all
propagating the
awful.
falsehood that
Bad.
the person suggesting Chris should be tased was a member of Prater. Christine left a comment on the video, defending Prater and confessing that the idea of using the taser on the gate crystal and testing it on her own body was her original idea after having a vision and discussing it with the cosmos. Ultimately, nothing resulted of the proposed tasing of quartz crystals to open up an interdimensional portal. Around February 9th,
Yeah, right. I literally forget that it's still Kiwi Farms. Like, even though they like act as people protecting Quick, they're still not people exactly protecting Quick. At this point, nobody is actually on Quick's side. Like, I can't. It's so messy. It really is so messy.
Sandbag, a viewer of the YouTube series Christian: A Comprehensive History
real or
created by
fake?
Gino
They
Samuel
were thinking
2.1,
of tasing
decided
themselves,
to
but they
reach out to
didn't. This is a
Christine
whole
via
real
direct
story. Yes,
messaging
this is a
over the social
documentary
media
series.
platform Instagram, masquerading as a psychic. The next day, Chris S. Sonichu agreed to talk with Kwai Sandbag over Discord.
Hi, it's nice to finally hear you.
It's nice to hear you too. So, yeah. How you doing, Cable?
Caleb.
Caleb, bring me somewhere else.
No,
Oh my
don't
God.
worry about it. People mess it up all the time. So, how can I help you?
Well, we're trying to figure out answers to many questions. Like, this body has a great amount of superpowers and overpowers, and I've been meditating on everything.
Genuinely, I believe at this point, if anybody had said, I'm pretty sure if you work out and you eat well and you become stronger, you are able to punch a hole through the actual time-space continuum and actually get a portal back to Earth C-197. like, maybe that could have helped it through all of this. You know what I mean? I'm like, I wonder if anybody was able to be like, if you have this strength, just give them a level of strength and they'll just get to do their own research and make it seem like they thought of it themselves and said, you could, I've heard that you could punch holes through time-space continuum and make portals. You know what I mean? I just feel like maybe that actually could have helped them. Like, you know, at least improve something and then slowly improve other things. That makes sense? You can already do that? Yeah, but Chris can't. Okay.
And it's been meaning this body is destined to go literally, physically, fully, safely, healthily into our sister dimension, which has all the OCs and FCs, original characters, fictional characters, including those of like Sonic the Hedgehog, Superman, Donald Duck, Iron Man, so on and so forth.
Iron Man's a real character. It doesn't have to do with fictionals.
I think
Iron Man is a real
beneficial
person.
is if we did a meditation session together.
Okay.
So I want you to turn off the
FC is
lights.
fictional character.
Turn off the lights?
Yes, because we need to hone in on the spiritual energy.
All right, well, I'll turn off the lamp, no problem. A moment.
If you have a scented candle, now would be a really good time to light it.
Wait,
Yeah, I don't have a scented candle.
Why are they asking Kwai?
Okay,
Who is this Kwai
manage without it.
person?
So what I really want you to focus on is channeling your inner strengths.
Yeah, that's what my therapist tells me too.
So I can sense just by talking to you, you're a very, very powerful psychic. And I'm very curious because I've never really met anybody who has similar abilities to me. What can you read anything off of me right now?
Well, first off, I can definitely further confirm it. You sound like you're in your late teens or early 20s.
That is correct.
And you sound very curious and intrigued with the answers that you have found and what you had foreseen recently within your recent visions.
What does that?
And what you will get from us, from what we're talking about, and what we meditate on and discuss tonight.
Yeah, no
So
shit,
I
buddy.
am going
Jesus.
to kind of hone in on your physical being and try and contact your.
How do they
Is there
find
any
Kwai?
way, like without meditating, I could talk to Chris?
Well, you're pretty much astral projecting into the neighboring universe. It's not into the spiritual plane, but you would be. But it's tough to explain.
That's what I say when I try to tell people. I once tried to do that, like, sleep. It's like that sleep paralysis thing, but they call it, like, I don't know, like, world jumping or something like that. And, like, I experienced, like, a good 3 seconds of it before, you know, not being able to experience again. That makes sense.
I'm currently sitting on
It's hard to explain.
my yoga mat,
See?
which is really good for meditation. Are you sitting somewhere comfortable?
Yeah, I'm sitting on the bed in the downstairs bedroom, and I have my lovely wife Rosie Roadshoe next to me, and then Chris in my body is sitting on the bed as well on one corner.
Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to project myself into Virginia, into Ruckersville.
Okay, you want to specify on. There's a gazebo in
Wow.
the backyard that we believe is a dimensional vortex that we're still working on developing. But this house is a temple.
Yes. I see. I can see it now. I can see there's cars out front. I can see your mother is in the house.
Chris's mother's in the house.
Yeah, no shit,
Chris's
buddy.
mother.
Where
she
is she
well?
supposed to go?
Yeah, she's in her late 70s. But
Late
she's healthy, alive, and
70s?
well.
Well,
I didn't know
that's
she was that old.
Phenomenal. It's
I-
always
like,
great to
I
hear
never
about
noticed.
people doing well. Can you see me? Can you see my spirit?
I definitely sense you. I believe you are in the room with us. You're at the foot of the bed.
Yes, that's where I am.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Yo,
Now let's begin.
yo.
Breathe in very deeply and breathe out.
You guys, we all have to do this, okay? It'll be good for us. It'll be good for us.
I'm starting to see a picture. I can see Christine. She has a job. She has income. She can spend it on whatever she wants.
Wow.
I see a world without disease. And I see counseling of some sort.
Oh my god, 82. Jesus Christ.
Pets. Do you have pets?
2 dogs and a bunch of cats. 3 of them inside presently. But in any case, you are mostly right, although Christine's profession is that she's literally a goddess. See, she is the CPU of the Commodore consoles and the nation of Quickville, with the city of the same name within that, and that's all within the state of Virginia.
Yes.
It's just...
I see... I've never heard of this place before, but it might mean something to you. Fashion Square?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a shopping mall in Charlottesville.
I've never heard of this. It might mean something to you. That one mall that was in your entire history that everybody knows about because you did like a crazy amount of things in there. Right, Fashion Square. Fucking god. Jesus Christ. How does Chris continue the fall for this shit? What? I mean, I get it. Like, at this point, it doesn't matter. But also, what the fuck, bro? Like, so obvious how much fucking mental help they need. I can't even.
And the name Michael.
Michael Snyder. Yep.
Do you sense the trouble that I'm feeling?
Sense something. Discerning wave in the air, I think.
People want to believe they will. You're so right, EJ. That's actually
wasted
true.
Potential. I don't know who it is, what the vision is referring to, but I feel that there is something that we're missing.
Oh my god.
You say wasted potential. Yeah, I would definitely agree partially to that because on this body, because it's pretty much stuck here within this universe, which is pretty much limited on magic. And by the way, this universe is called
1218. Yeah, I know. I totally. Earthsea 1218.
This is troubling indeed. I sense a great divide. Or
oh,
a
yeah?
merge.
Yikes.
Yes,
Sarah.
a dimension merge. Because you see, previously, before King Arthur
agree
decreed
also,
that
Noah.
they want all magic removed from the universe, the C197 and 1218 were the same universe. But then
not the fact that I know
magicians
C197 or C197
were ordered to separate the two, and this is the recombining of those 2 universes. So the magic and everything would come back, and it'd be one universe again. I learned about this recently in bunches of meditation and looking into Chris's past life.
And what was Chris's past life?
Ooh.
Well, long story short, back shortly after the Big Bang, she was a resident on the planet Kiasuna within the Andromeda system. She was a princess, and she was exiled.
I just like the amount of like Mary Soon. You know what I mean? I just like they're not even writing in this amount of like I think generally, I think highly of myself. Generally. Like, yeah, I have self-conscious issues for sure. But generally, I think, yeah, you know, I'm kind of funny. Obviously, I'm sitting here, so I think I have something to offer you guys, right? But creating an entire past life where you're a princess gives the same kind of feeling as when I was fucking 12, 13 years old, being really into K-pop and creating fake other AIM, accounts so that I could pretend that these other K-pop boys were into me. Like, it's so sad. I was doing this when I was like 12, 13. Okay, so it's different than doing this at the fresh age of being a fucking adult. Okay? Like, Billy knew BTS? Psh, BTS, they're too young for me. I was back during the Super Junior days, buddy. Don't even worry about it. You were into K-pop? I was so into K-pop that I wanted to work in that industry. Obviously, I don't want to do that now, but I wanted to work in that industry.
Transferred from over there to Earth, and while it was still the same universe, she ended up having powers that were well above anybody else that were in the norm at the time. And this was shortly after the meteor hit and made the dinosaurs extinct, and she was essentially immortal. So she ended up also making friends with the deities along the way, and eventually she met Merlin during medieval times. And then eventually Chris changed the composition of her body, put herself in a crystal, and shot herself from way that year, and went throughout various far reaches of space, times, and universes, and ended up also going through to flying herself through our chaotic rainbow of
Wait, where did Jesus come into this? They didn't say Jesus yet.
That's given her Sonichu form and electrical resistance and better abilities on that. And then eventually going back in time to 1218 and then being born in 1982. Her birthday's on February 24th.
Well, happy early birthday.
Thanks.
So, what I see is Chris coming to take her body back. And I see her making amends with people that she has either wronged or has been wronged by, sort of turning the other cheek.
That's about right.
So I would say I wouldn't get too comfortable in this physical body, Sonichu. I would say...
Yeah, I know. I've been in it for over 10 months now, so I figured, yeah, I probably want to get back to my body.
Do you think it might happen on your birthday?
Around there, I'm fairly certain, if not sooner.
I think this person legitimately could say it'll happen on your birthday, and Sonichu, aka Chris, would just swallow that shit, and it would happen on their birthday. You know what I mean? It's just that like incessant need to be fucking validated in their like delusions. Seriously. Also, Chris, if you're watching, I'm open for talking, being told that I'm wrong. Would love the collab, buddy.
Also looked into this application called Faladin. I looked at the tarot cards and clairvoyance and horoscopes part of that to get another perspective.
Wait, that's actually kind of embarrassing because I like hearing about tarot all the time.
It could happen in March, or at least something of a further development will happen.
Wait, what the fuck is that?
So I think this is a very good
Aladdin? Is that just another way to say fake Aladdin?
Like,
hello?
Next week, same time?
Sure, yes.
Brilliant. So, and with
it's an
I will
app.
take my leave.
Yeah, it's an app.
So I'd say my impressions of you are pretty good so far, and I'm glad to find somebody who could actually help me understand.
It literally is like, oh man, I think you're really good because you didn't straight fucking insult me. Like, it's that easy.
Help me further understand the powers and abilities, at least for a beginning perspective that we can further explore.
Of course.
What's wrong with the
I'm happy
video?
to help.
Oh, sorry.
I wish you a very good evening and a healthy week.
You too. Be safe.
I looked up Aladdin.
Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
I also like the cool designs on the cards.
On February 13th, Sonichu, through Chris's body, expressed his disappointment in the Watchmen for their play-bullying tactics against Praetor, believing that they were not on the same page as Christine or himself, and were not taking the merge seriously. Watchman Kyle, or Nova, further tried to delegitimize Caden, questioning the legality and financial soundness of his corporation, while Maker Nightv apologized for her previous antagonism, promising not to share any more out-of-context Discord posts concerning them, but told Sonichu to be wary. On February 14th, the supposed Sonichu wrote a tweet wishing Chris's followers a happy Valentine's Day, and notified YouTuber PewDiePie that he was drinking a can of Lincolnberry flavor energy drink G Fuel, which featured PewDiePie as part of the drink's brand.
Why would they feel a vibe if like you drink their what is that even inherently? Hello? Do you think that they feel everybody's vibe whenever they actually, you guys, that's actually true. Every single time you drink a can of the Lincolnberry G Fuel Energy with PewDiePie on top of it, you're actually drinking part of PewDiePie's blood. So you know, he gets weaker and weaker the more you. What the
Ending. Sonichu implied that at 1:55 p.m. Eastern Time, he drank the drink, an event which may have been simultaneously felt by the YouTuber. Also on that day, Sonichu and Kwai Sandbag held another psychic chat.
Now, what is it exactly we're trying to see?
Well,
will you feel a vibe every time someone uses the sugar scrub? Depends on where they use
actually help heal others.
How so?
Like I put my hand on somebody, on the shoulder of somebody who's feeling pain, and I can take the pain, but they're not feeling it, but then I feel, but then this body feels a mild amount of that pain. I can also manifest objects with these hands, at least on the C-197 side of the Iron Curtain, including that, but not limited to, like, you know, just your typical fruits and apples and whatever else we need. Also, I can manifest universe and dimensional portals.
So, we're trying to get in touch with the other dimensions. Is that what I'm hearing?
Among which?
Obviously, we are not face to face, but
how would you not have fucking understood that yet, Kwai? Even I fucking
so we can be
that.
Spiritually in the same place.
Right. Rosie's here with me, but Chris is not. She's with Magic Chan and Crizel and Savannah at the time. They've been spending Valentine's Day together.
Man, and you don't get to spend Valentine's Day with,
in.
You know.
Already?
Yeah.
I'm sitting exactly where I sat last time at the foot of the bed.
Yo, I see you.
Yo.
Now, I'm reaching out towards you. Do you accept?
Yeah. I just grabbed your hand.
Great. Now, this may not work on the first try, but...
This sounds like how, like, phone sex is. Like, and now I'm slipping my hand down the inside of your pants seam? Like, what? Yes, I'm touching your hand. This is exactly how it starts, you guys.
I'm trying to transfer some of my metaphysical energy into you to help you grow stronger, because...
Yeah, that's what they said during phone sex, too.
I can always manifest a little bit more, so let me try and send over some positive energy and help you conjure physical beings from another dimension in this dimension.
This is how ERP works. This is how ERP works in general, bro.
You do?
Yeah, you feel it?
I got my left hand open, hoping to manifest an apple from C-197 to here.
Well, why don't we try something a little smaller than an apple at first?
Oh. What, like a ping pong ball or a candy bar?
Sure.
Alright, I'm gonna go for a ping pong ball.
I love the extra editing that Gino's doing right now.
C-197 side, I could definitely see it in the hand. Though I think I might be accidentally manifesting a golf ball instead of a ping pong ball because it feels heavier and I feel the dimples.
But you can feel it in your hand.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. It's like I said, though, it's on the C-197 side, but yeah, it's gotta be tangible here in this universe. But yeah, I'm holding out the left hand. I'm holding out the left hand. Are you seeing the golf ball in it?
I'm starting to see the outline. Can you see the outline?
Yeah.
And you can feel it?
It's so crazy.
Good.
Sorry, I closed my eyes. I put out my hand trying to see if I can, like, manifest the idea of a fucking, you know, the feeling of a golf ball.
Side. Not here in this universe.
So I've been speaking to a community of psychics.
That's when it starts, Chris. They've been speaking to a community, bro.
That would work where we could all help you.
Oh, yes.
No.
No. We feel that a large group meditation where we all try and channel our spiritual power can be very, very, very beneficial.
I hear that. a lot of things this body does involuntarily, like, 24/7, 365 plus 19. It's constantly in meditate.
Wait, what's the plus
Yes.
19?
So I'm also sensing tension right now.
Yes.
Sexual tension?
I sense the spirit of another in the room.
Oh, Rosie's in here with me.
No, someone who has passed on. Someone close to you.
Ah!
He has gray hair. It might be your father.
Of course it
Well,
is.
Mr. C's not here right now. You might be talking about Merlin the Magician, because he and Chris had a thing going on back in the medieval days.
Wow! The amount of... No way. No way. You have to be all sorts of, like... Dude. Ah! You have to be all sorts of... I don't know. Like, you're pumping your ego so bad that you were like, yeah, Merlin and Chris, they had a little something going on. Like, what the fuck?
We literally have his soul in this body with the 568.6 million other souls and entities that are stored within the conduit portion of this body.
Mm-hmm.
If you're sensing another soul, a cat just entered.
Oh, yeah. Now, I did a little bit of research about you because I wanted to be more acquainted with personal details, and I stumbled across a quite lengthy documentary on YouTube.
Probably Genius Senio's documentary, so he just made episode 51.
30 fucking parts earlier. 30 parts earlier.
Have you watched all of it?
Yeah, Chris and I are caught up with the series.
That's wild.
Do you like it?
For the most part, just not counting the NSFW parts and the totally personal parts. But then again, of course, that Christine is the only one to blame for actually putting all that out there about herself.
Honestly, Gino must feel a very certain type of way to hear the person that they've been so seriously documenting have that person say that, like, yeah, I pretty much like the documentary. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's
exactly,
a whole
Mr. Bucket.
Different kettle of fish from a long time ago in the universe, right here.
Even Chris needs a summary of their life? No, that makes
joke.
sense. I need a fucking summary of my life. I don't remember shit.
Well, I also took a second to browse the quickie, and they think you, Christine, are, or I guess you, Sonichu, are really just Christine suffering from imposter syndrome.
No, we literally did swap bodies, and this happened on March 31st. I mean, the only way you could have really verified this for yourselves is if you had been there and you could just... I mean, it literally happened. My soul left my body, and her soul left her body, and we were right next to each other in the bed.
Yeah, sometimes my soul leaves my body, and the guy next to me's soul leaves their body right after we finish.
And we just entered the other body, literally.
That's what she said.
But I thought Sonichu was in the C197 dimension.
I was before the body swap last March.
Well, then how would you be in the bed next to each other?
Spiritually,
it's not being near yet so far. I mean, I look forward to talking with everybody else in the psychic group, and hopefully...
Dude, they just skipped through answering that.
Hopefully we'll get something going on soon.
Why were Chris and Sonichu in bed together?
I would probably just make like a direct message group chat.
Are they're lovers? Yes or no? I can't remember if they're lovers.
Guess I'll let you go then. Thanks for your help.
They called Chris Mama, so
you
know they're probably in bed together because
Good night.
It's Mama.
No matter if their true intentions were for better or worse, Christine would prove time and time again that she would only listen to those who encouraged her beliefs of an idyllic universe, which could right all her wrongs and change her life for the better.
That's wild, dude. Oh, man. Best part about end of part LXXXI 81. Oh yeah. Sorry, I tried to do like the math. This is part 82. Bro, at this point, it's just too much. It's too much. It's freaking me out.
Was fascinated. This is the story.
Dude, my computer's gonna die. This is the most recent one, yes. Oh my god, it feels so weird. That freaks me out, dude.
On February 17th, 2021, Sonichu, purportedly in possession of Christine's body, lamented to members of the Play's Discord server over Chris's body's historical lack of genuine physical affection. Hey, at everyone. I have some good news and some bad news, and this remains strictly confidential and not to be shared in public anywhere online. Good news is that I am getting to do some self-help and love for this body that it needs, taking a break, so to speak. And that is a definite key in allowing it to be able to get to C197. The bad news, however, is that even subconsciously with the Soul Star / autopilot in full sync with the body and brain still has one major issue that is really bumming it out. Not counting that time in April 2012, this body has never been genuinely cuddled or laid with someone who Chris, or I at this time for over 10 months now, have known, talked with, and have some respect for, with a mutual return on that feeling from the other individual. And this body is still wanting to be cuddled or laid with a woman. This is a major deal, obviously, considering Chris's past track record and the online bad trolls waiting to lure her in on the false pretenses and shit. So, unless twist of fate happens that does bring Magichan and / or Crizel here to 1218 or something, body's got this long drawn bummer of a feeling I can't help or heal so easily.
Let me turn you on to something, buddy. You ever go to this place called xvideos.com? You know what? You just touch yourself. That'll do it. That'll do it for you.
And the body feels like it has epic failed, regardless of the obvious details in that statement that would shout open season to any bad or hater, in even reaching that milestone for itself in this universe 1218. This remains strictly confidential. I'm not going public with this detail, nor am I going to repeat Chris's past errors with a damned paper sign or whatever.
Ha ha.
This body does need re-energizing. The marriage being open, hell no on using any dating app, as any one of those is teeming and brimming with fakers and haters, and Chris hardly has a little black book of her own, much less present contacts we feel would constitute such mutual understanding or feeling, not to mention the total awkwardness. And yes, we have considered @Maker, and Bella, and Annabelle from the @Prater group in that thought process as well. We do not wish to offend anyone, nor make anyone do anything they don't feel at ease doing, including anything for sympathy.
That said, you shouldn't fucking @Maker and Bella and Annabelle, bro. You should not fucking them. If they're like, I don't want to offend anyone, I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable, don't fucking say their name in this fucking thought, okay? Jesus fucking Christ.
Sympathy lay is majorly out of the question. In response,
a
watchman asked for Sonichu to help Chris's body take better care of itself health-wise, as it was allegedly quite susceptible to the COVID-19 virus. Over on Twitter, Sonichu rhetorically asked all bad, faker and hater trolls how were their Valentine's Day celebrations, implying that he knew that the occasion for them was justly unpleasant, because they had fucked up Chris's love life and dating capability, and as a result, all of them were epic failing for manipulating her for years. On February 19th, Watchman Anaxis, who roleplayed as Lanky the Chronicler, a character who Christine deeply trusted, was ousted from the play.
Jacob, thank you so much for joining Silver membership. That's so fucking sick. Holy shit. Welcome in. Yeah, thanks for supporting me and my videos. And me, which is more important. And my videos, I guess.
place for his continued apprehensiveness and criticisms for the Watchmen's wider efforts of protecting Chris and dissuading bad actors. The supposed Sonichu then asked Watchman Nova for the reason why Lane Chu was kicked out of the server. Nova explained that an access was apparently unproductive at times, sporadically useful, and a poor researcher, complaints that Sonichu would not validate, asking him to consider letting Lane Chu back into the place. On February 20th, a Reddit user and her brother visited the Chandler household and took pictures with Christine's body and the backyard gazebo, offering Chris a Pikachu plushie purchased from Walmart. They also filmed a short video of their meeting.
Swag, dripped out, baby, dripped out.
Also on that day, Kwai Sandbag.
Can you so you can just show up? So you can just show up to the house, knock on the fucking door, and meet. Right? And meet Chris. Like, that seems like it's not... Well, I mean, obviously not anymore, but at that time, it was just that easy.
Held another voice conversation over Discord. Kwai was this time accompanied by his partner, Lily, portraying a psychic in training.
What?
Do you want to talk at all about the feelings you were feeling last night?
Oh my god, you guys. Surprise! I've been in this entire time, you guys!
Well, I feel like it's just feelings that were going on since 2 days ago.
I was just like, congratulations.
Remember to realize
now you guys get to know.
Been laid or cuddled or kissed properly by anyone else in mutual respect and love and consent and all that.
Dude, I understand that.
So you, Sonichu, in Chris's body are receiving the previous memories from the body.
Oh,
right?
sorry, this was me before.
Okay, receiving the memories and the present feelings.
Sorry, that was me before I found out, you know, female voice mod. So my true voice came out there. My bad.
Regret, feeling like his wife felt like it failed in getting that far, and yet it literally has had sex at one time, but that was with a hooker, and fortunately that was a clean hooker. I don't want to go into too many details. I'll spare you the TMI. But yeah, this body.
Okay, we didn't even notice about the clean hooker for sure.
Talked with so many other people.
This went from a 10-year-old boy to an 11-year-old boy. Y'all were wrong.
And all that. They've been on dates, had some relationships.
You're good, Noah. I hope you're having fun.
Relationships against the trolls who are faking their interest and all that. And
so would that be someone like I started watching the Geno Samuels documentary like last week, but I really haven't made that much progress. Would that be someone like Panda?
Yeah, that was one of the theoretical exes that turned out to be a fake fat hater type.
I'm pretty sure that's most of your fucking exes, if not all. Actually, all. I'm pretty sure that's all.
The end of the pandemic, since Sonichu is obviously very immensely powerful.
The end?
Are
Me
you
here at the beginning of 2024?
In that body, or will you need to get the vaccine?
Yeah, the guy's body is pretty much immune, so anyway, it'd just be an optional thing.
Would you make sure that Christine's mother, Barb, she receives the vaccine, or has she already gotten it?
She's going to get the vaccine at some point later on. We have her signed up to receive a call for that appointment to be made with the local things later on.
Well, that's great to hear.
Yeah, at least Barb's getting the fucking vaccine.
They move on to discuss communicating through the Iron Curtain between dimensions and other artists rejecting the notion and calling Sonichu and Chris crazy.
Well, to the people who have called you crazy in the past, like, if you could stand face to face with them now, what would you tell them?
This person did a great job because they literally have nothing to do with psychic energy anymore, and they're just doing a full fucking interview. You know what I mean?
I tell them, you're scared. I tell them, you're scared, Christine's soul. Your devil in you is really scared of her, and y'all are just trying to disrespect me and disrespect her. So, not cool, man. We're not crazy. You the crazy one.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
I see.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
So, so last week you couldn't quite get the physical manifestation thing going. How has your progress been coming with that? Have you been able to manifest anything physical yet?
It's making greater progress.
So true, voices. So true.
In regard to the body remembering and realizing, obviously, what it failed at, what feels like it still needs. We're working on guiding Magic Chant from C197 to 1218 So he and this bike get together, and along which they would actually literally cuddle and all that because Chris is married to Magic Chan.
And now I'm
yeah,
kind of
sure.
going away from that now. This is kind of a non sequitur. Have you ever tried experimenting with psychedelics to try and harness more psychic ability?
Okay, to be fair, that is an actual thing that some psychic beginners, let's say, try to do.
Do you mean like going on like weed or any type of drugs, that sort of thing?
Psychedelics.
Sure, I was thinking something a little stronger than traditional cannabis and THC, like something more akin to like mushrooms.
Well, the majority of her life she has not, and she definitely does not smoke cigarettes either. She does not care to. She never wants to. Though she has drank alcohol, she has a really high
I'm behind on the boogie lore, so I have no idea.
You can get her really drunk, and she'll stay lucid, remember everything afterwards, and no hangover the next day.
Wow.
But yeah, she's partaken a bit of weed with a few friends one time, with a kind of a YOLO bit, but she also remained lucid through that. So that was a failed experiment we encouraged her to participate in. So that was a good moment there when she had her 3 friends there at the time, but they were kind of trollish. But she was genuine, and they felt like, oh, she's too pure. We don't really want to mess with her anymore. So they split the scene, so to speak.
Split with C or split the
On
C?
February 21st, the Watchmen held a vote and appointed member WCT as the person who would roleplay in the place as Lane Chu in Anaxis's stead. He set up a new account through which he would act as Lane Chu and was simply referred to for Sonichu's attention as a quote-unquote new channeler who would continue to communicate with the true OC Lane Chu and resume his duties. The next day, Christine's Patreon account began following new Patreon creator Molly the Medium, who provided personalized psychic readings and guided meditations. On February 23rd,
Select a membership level. This is like of a medium, right? Psychic readings, guided meditations. Lovely. The very first one is the Fool, which I understand the Fool is actually the first archetype in the tarot, but can you imagine being somebody joining this membership at $5 and being called the Fool? It says something,
psychic readings and guided meditations.
I just thought it's funny.
On February 23rd, Chris's Twitter account announced the release of a limited run of gold-colored Sonichu medallions created by Prater for sale for $60 on the site Etsy. Each medallion came with a certificate of authenticity signed by Christine, and the limited run sold out within a day. Purchasing the golden medallion also allowed buyers to join the Golden Church of Sonichu Discord server, organized by Prater, where Chris as Sonichu would communicate with the supposedly most devout followers of Chris and Sonichu. Also on that day, the supposed Sonichu possessing Christine's body went to Goochland Public Library to meet with Caden, who filmed Sonichu imitating embracing his wife, Rosechu, in a seeming test for a later-to-be-made movie wherein an animated Rosechu would be digitally inserted into the scene.
Oh my god.
So you can do different poses if you want. You can, that's a good one. I'm gonna move over here for a second just to try and get a 360 view. All right, great.
This is where I got Rosie right here. She's being the temp right now.
I gotcha.
So my hand's on her shoulder.
Ah.
And this is me making out with her.
That was good. That was good.
Ooh, oh man. Oh man. Wow. Okay. Let me take like a quick break. Right. Yeah. What's up, guys? How's it going? Jesus fucking Christ. Every single time they make out with the air, I feel like I need a break. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? How dare you, Zeru? How dare you say that? It's true though. It's very easy for me to get hot and bothered, but not like this, buddy. Don't do this. Don't do this. You get used to it. I don't want to. I don't want to get used to it, voices. I'm like trying to think if I've ever actually made out with the air or like a pillow before. I'm pretty sure I made out with a pillow. Definitely not the air though. Aw, man. How dare Mr. Bucket, don't say that. Don't say that. Imagine not only making out in the air, but at child height. Well, there's a lot of people who are at that height that aren't children. But yes, there are some children that are at that height. I made out with a pillow with your face on it. Does that count? Is that actually true, Chewy? Have you done that? The only pillow I made out with is Lily's doggy. Wait. Is this actually true? Have you guys actually made out with my doggy? Is it like, oh, depending on, it's at gooch height? Zero, please. Please, Zero. Is that actually true? I need to know. So Psychic, why do you respond to Zeru but not me?
Gosh. So, would you want Rose Chu to be within this movie as a CGI character or as a fursuit character?
No, we gotta have her as CGI as well.
Yeah.
We gotta do CGI with pretty much all the Sanchus and Rose Chu's pretty much.
That's not a problem. That's not a problem. All right, I'm gonna stop on one more shot here, just kind of holding it straight. Excellent. And
since the video was then after sent to an email address belonging to troll Isabella Loretta Janke, it is conceivable she was being asked to insert Rose Chu into the scene, as she had in the past animated a short video for Chris's YouTube channel.
Oh, she did that.
On February 24th, Chris's 39th birthday, Sonichu wished her a happy birthday on Twitter and shared a post from Christine's Instagram account showcasing a gameplay video of Sonic World while utilizing the Sonichu mod. On the 25th, after 10 months and 24 days, apparently from the progress of the psychic chats with Kwai Sandbag, Christine supposedly reclaimed control of her body, having returned from Dimension C-197.
Oh my god,
Chris claimed over Twitter that the universe was falling under a major red flag event, and that the dimension merge was happening, letting people know that they should take note of what universe they were in before they would be suddenly transported.
Welcome back,
questioned
Christine!
her coming back, even though she had never left in the first place, and called for her to make more Sonichu comics. Christine retorted, "Sonichu and I body swapped last March, dipshit, and the reverse swap just happened. Go stroke your manly stubble from my responding to you. I'm getting off more than you are from the headaches I am having."
What?
Soon after,
that doesn't make
Chris
sense.
complained to Hasbro that the new Generation 5 iteration of My Little Pony was a deity-level awful idea, citing another tweet.
Literally, they were like, yeah, I'm getting off more than you from all the headaches I'm getting. Like, you get off from your headaches, buddy? Like, what are you saying out here?
Which claimed that the new MLP movie was promoting leftist propaganda. She further wrote that if the Generation 5 series was not cancelled...
Wait, hold on. But what's even funnier is this comment that you guys see, this very like top comment. It says, I feel like the real reason Chris stopped being Sonichu is because Barb said, I got these birthday presents for Chris, not Sonichu. So Chris had to knock the charade off. Nar.
According to a premonition, it would cause the apparent destruction of the world. The following day, she announced that she would take a break from Twitter until the newly announced MLP series was cancelled. 2 hours later, she liked a tweet from enabler Righteous4Quick, wishing another Twitter user a happy birthday. On February 27th, Christine went to the place to talk about her sadness because her body was lacking physical and mutual cuddling and love, especially since her consciousness could allegedly experience that with her spouses Magi-chan, Crizel, Sylvana, and Mewtwo while in C-197. She explained that in the past, she had wasted energy on fakers and haters, and would from then on proceed to focus her efforts at getting herself fully into C-197. However, Chris lamented, My body is annoying me so much about its sexual starvation. It is annoying the woolly crap out of me towards hating sex again. The Watchman suggested that she could relieve her frustration by masturbating or using sexual vibrators, to which Chris responded, "Masturbation takes 15 long, tiring, and annoying minutes with my body, regardless of whatever method or tool utilized. And it has literally been that long in unenjoyable time since I first rubbed one out while my body was fit."
How long do you think sex takes some? Like, 15 minutes is too long. Too long! You guys hear that? That's crazy. It's they literally said, so not only is masturbation out of the question, it's more misery induced. That's wild. Really, just to say, like, 15 minutes is too long. Oh my god, Zeru.
15.
You're 15?
And that was long
Not you are 15,
before
but
I ever started on HRT in 2016.
Possessive, you're 15?
When it was suggested that a stronger vibrator could result in longer orgasms,
still
Chris
15
replied,
fucked up minutes.
"Still 15
Why is it fucked up, bro?
minutes."
I don't even need it.
Chris further elaborated that
I mean,
having
15
sex
is
with
long,
a partner who could feel the vibes
I
from
don't
her
need
and vice
15
versa
anymore.
would make the process shorter and much more enjoyable, reflecting that both times he had sex with the prostitute Mia Hamm in 2012, he finished in 7 minutes. Christine agreed that what she sought after was a meaningful relationship, theorizing that one might have formulated with Megan Schroeder.
I still, dude, this picture is still awful. It's still such a sad picture. But I still, like, wonder if that prostitute, like, lives their life knowing that. You know what I mean?
Or the wallflower, but that prospect was extinguished due to his impulsively touchy and clingy body, along with his past exaggerated NSFW thoughts. The WCT portraying Lane Chu wrote that sex is better with someone she loved, and not with a stranger. Christine agreed, but added that he was not the original Lane Chu, and again blamed Kyle for kicking out the original Lane Chu due to indefensible excuses. On March 1st,
what's
Christine
crazy is they really like, oh, they kicked out Lane Chu, so they're gonna fucking pretend to be Lane Chu? What the fuck is that?
She was greatly thankful,
what the fuck does that
as
even
her
mean?
then current Fitbit was in need of an upgrade. Also on that day, she was scheduled to have
somebody sent them a new fucking smart fitness watch? Them!
another voice chat over Discord with Kwai Sandbag and Lily. After
is that
failing
actually
to
true,
appear at
Mr.
the
Psychic?
arranged
Is that
time,
actually true?
Kwai criticized her for being late and wasting his time, threatening to charge her for her sessions if she continued to be tardy. Not long after, the three began their conversation.
Aside from that, pretty much everything just been... Yeah, I came back last Wednesday about 7:30 when Sachi and I the return body swapped, and I'm still resyncing with my body, and I'm having to deal with my body, and it's been really bumming me out because I was unable to get a satisfying.
Oh, it's just, guys, I'm so bummed out because I just cannot get laid. What the fuck? Oh man, dealing with this overly horny sexual body. It quivers, you guys, it quivers. What the?
Fine relationship in this universe, and then it's just me because while I was swapped in while I was in Sachi's body, I literally had sex with Magic-chan, Crizel, Savannah, and even Mewtwo. So there's all that, and now it's giving me a bit of a pain in the heart, like as if I got a broken heart all over again. And it's affecting me in the heart and solar plexus chakra as well.
Well,
what
I know
is the solar
right
plexus
now
chakra?
is a
Can
little
anybody
bit
tell
hard
me,
because of
please?
COVID. But have you tried going out into the world and trying to find a relationship?
Yeah, I don't have much time to look for a new relationship.
That's literally me whenever my mom says, you should go back to the gym and like swim. I'm like, Mom, I don't have time to go back to the gym and swim. Okay, I already go to the gym with a coach.
Since we got everything of the merge going on, so unless unless something fated happened in the near future with amongst my local friends who I actually will be seeing again in the near future. Unless that happens, then more likely my channel will be coming here and becoming fully physical. He could be coming here to this universe, and I'm guiding him here. My body is fully into this, and I'm supporting it obviously because I want him with me as well.
Yes. Now, tell me about these friends you keep mentioning. I'm very curious.
Oh, God.
There are allies at this company called Trader. It's a small business. They've been making the medallions on my behalf, and we're working on getting the books and even the shipfake photo cards for Sonichu up and saleable and printed and all that.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Oh, wow.
I have a question
really
about your time in C-197.
Dude, I love that Lily doesn't actually even do anything here. Just like me. She simply is, which, by the way, just like big shout out to Gino Samuel, obviously, doing this unbelievable documentary. But she's just like me, not even actually doing anything and just putting her input in whenever she wants. Which is not that much.
Do you have any notable psychic experiences that happened? I'm a little bit curious.
Well, even though it was Sonichu's body, I have access to my abilities since I'm essentially the soul. I got everything within me, Gerald. So I was able to manifest that out through Sonichu's body and hands easily enough. So I end up over the 10 months and 24 days time, giving him a bit of psychic power of his own that he's been able to utilize lately, that he's still getting used to. I'm feeling pretty positive about that. So, yeah, what hasn't happened with the psychic powers over there?
Over there, but not over here.
Interesting. And so basically, I'm assuming like the laws of kind of not just physics, like nature, magic, everything's different over there. So you must be that must be hard to adjust back to.
Yeah. So, obviously.
So yeah.
Now that I'm a fucking stupid mortal human being in this damn fucking flesh.
Into me and my situations recently. You got a glimpse of what was going on. I just confirmed it and told you more. So, from your perspective, what do you see in the near future for satisfying my body?
No, not pausing on this. Sigrid, thank you so much. Thank you for the super. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I worry about your mental health and respect you quite a bit for taking on this endeavor. Have a cookie on me. I most definitely will. Thank you so much. I too. It's so funny that you say you worry about my mental health. What mental health? Also, thank you so much for the hearts in chat. I really appreciate it.
Body's need for.
Also, if anybody else here is an actual psychic, not Mr. Psychic, but if anybody else here is an actual psychic, what do you guys see in the future? Like, when am I supposed to get fucking laid again, bro? Like, Jesus.
Cuddling and all that.
It's very hazy.
No, EJ, I'm sorry, no.
It has to be proactive.
Kobe!
Oh,
man. Kobe, thank you so much. Thank you for the super as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh my goodness. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much.
Or you feel too tired. I feel like you need to make the effort, and maybe then the future will become a little bit more clear.
Oh, you can only predict that in person?
However,
I suppose I'll see you in
you
person.
Getting your needs fulfilled.
All right. Well, I mean, if y'all foresee any other more clear details on that, please let me know.
I'm a psycho. Does that count? You know what? I checked with my therapist. I think they said no.
A Twitter artist posted a 3-panel comic depicting Blake Sonichu being uncomfortably seduced by Sylvana Rosechu, alluding to the scene in Sonichu issue 8, wherein she tricks Blake into having sex with her by masquerading herself as Bubbles Rosechu.
Oh no.
Christine responded to the artwork. Seriously though, situations like this are not funny at all.
It's
Attraction
actually true.
and sex under massive
Definitely
deceptions
not funny.
and manipulations. I ought to damn every single faker that shat me like that over the years. But the deities
This
and
makes me
I have
very
something else
uncomfortable.
more appropriate for you all.
Not that
lightning
I wasn't
bolt,
already
blue
uncomfortable
heart,
through
lightning bolt
multiple things,
emojis.
but this makes me very uncomfortable.
The next day, she further elaborated. Yes, I get it. Sylvana did pretend to be Bubbles that one time, while she was still under darker influences and misunderstood facts. That was more than a decade ago now, and she has been—
Chewy, thank you so much! Thank you for the super! I appreciate it! That's the third one, let's go! I'm not a psychic, but I see myself under your heel where I belong. I mean, what? Such a good boy. Such a good boy, Chewy. So good. So good. Jesus
working
Christ.
with us and on the side of good for over a decade now. She has apologized to them.
Oh, I'm so spoiled.
And she has made amends with Bubbles and Blake. She has never done it again since. That is chronicled in one of the newer books I've written and drawn while in Sonichu's body.
Oh my god, I totally forgot, buddy. You're right. I totally forgot they actually ever even wrote books. I thought all they did was fucking speak out of their fucking ass, bro. What? They write books? Wow.
Everyone of this universe will see those new books shortly. The merge is happening, you hating fucks. On March 6th, after becoming frustrated
even after
at
the merge
Christine's
happened, I still
infrequent
can't
visits
get
to the
laid.
place
Ridiculous.
and apparent avoidance of the Watchman, Watchman maker Nightfeet tweeted angrily that she was done playing pretend with Chris and sitting by her as she chose to play with stun guns provided by Prater. Maker seemed to imply that she would no longer try to help Christine, though in private conversations they—
Hey, yo, look at you, Maker, getting a fucking backbone. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. Wow.
mostly reconciled. Maker publicly continued to uphold the pretense that she had parted with the Watchman in an attempt to lull Prater into a
Good
false
for
sense
you,
of security.
Maker. Oh, a false
Chris
sense
had,
of security.
In fact, chatted in the
Fuck,
place
damn it.
more infrequently due to increasing distrust in them because of their criticisms of Prater and ousting of Anaxes, the apparent true channeler of Lanechu. On March 9th, Christine had one final call with Kwai Sandbag and Lily.
I'm starting to figure out my powers.
Oh, one final call.
Working on at least my conscious brain
I
is
knew that
starting to
because
figure
I'm
out
Lily.
these
This is
powers
actually
for
just
real,
me.
at least for in terms of this universe.
I see.
And I was told by everybody from C197, just Mighty-chan, Mewtwo, and whatnot. They told me I needed to definitely meditate and search within myself a whole bunch.
And have you done that?
Yeah, doing that. I still have a lot more in-depth work to do, but making good progress. And I also went out today. I went to the Ivy Creek nature area and walked a lap around and stopped by the creek.
See? I told you. Anybody who literally has the ability to be like, you gotta be more proactive, that is exactly how you will get to the other dimensional merge. They just took a fucking lap around the river, around the creek or whatever. See? Look at them.
Meditate, sit on a big old rock, and put my feet in the water.
And how did that feel?
It's cold, but it was good. Felt alive.
That's good to hear. So while you were in C197, I understand you caught up on comic book pages and stuff like that. When do you think that's going to be released?
This has nothing to do with psychic powers, bro.
Those books are in C197, I'd say post-dimension merge.
We're post-dimension merge right now, bro.
Because I'm still unlocking my powers for this universe, which will shortly enough be fully tangible and workable to where I can literally do a show for everybody. Be like, hey, I can do this, I can do that. Hey,
have you
here's
thought about?
A thunderbolt.
Yeah, have you thought about like uploading a YouTube video or something on Twitter?
Yes, I have thought about it, but the way my powers manifest in this universe at this point, they're more tangible in feeling. So it's like you'd have to be right here in person to feel it, or you had to be so sensitive that you had to feel it and actually see it if I were to record a video. I'm also figuring out my other self-mental blocks just so I can dispose of them and get them out of the way.
Well, why don't you tell me about those?
Well, the obvious one, the fact that I was born high functionally autistic,
free therapy, right?
I mostly got over that.
And how did you get over that?
Well, not it's mostly various and whatnot, but it's really about I'm trying to think of the term here. I have the term written down. Well, it's essentially just trying to clear away any remaining self-judgments and self-criticisms.
I'm not completely convinced that that's only people with
I've realized and
autism
learned
have
recently
self-judgments or self-criticism.
both my root and sacral chakras, they need a heavy amount of recharging because all my energy is just in between my third and crown and soul star chakra points. So those are like overcharged.
So I saw.
Sorry, real quick, is the whole chakra thing is also like a spirituality thing, right? There's no it's not like science actually proved these different points in your body along your spine is okay. I'm just wondering if science literally took a look at these like parts biologically and was like, okay, this part actually is filled with sensitive information of that area. That makes sense.
I saw on Twitter today that you posted about the amount of willpower it takes to manifest something in this dimension.
You should see the amount of willpower every single time I turn on one of these fucking documentary series videos.
Physical power.
Yeah.
Do you mind telling us, like, exactly how much power that takes?
Endocrine system?
Well, you're psychics. You should know.
Yeah, exactly. You're psychics. You should know, huh?
Like, yeah, physical power.
Yeah.
Do you mind telling us?
Look at that!
Like,
look at that!
Exactly
They totally
how much
forgot.
power that takes.
Well, you're psychics. You should know.
That is very true, but sometimes it's good to hear a second opinion.
It is good to hear a second opinion.
Wow, way to deflect! These
Anyway,
are like
yeah,
top tier trolls, bro.
It takes
Jesus.
massive amounts, and obviously my
Actually
brain is overpowered along with the rest of my body and everything, but it still gets very tiring.
I'm sorry, I'm, like, a little tired.
Yeah, I'm a little tired too. Anyway, so what have y'all been feeling lately?
I've been seeing a lot of energy in Virginia, and I'm pretty sure that's you.
Yeah, no fucking shit,
just
buddy.
generally, like, manifesting and, kind of bringing together, you know? And, I don't know.
Oh my god, voices, what the hell?
About relationships and, stuff like that. Has anything happened with that?
Yeah, a bit of progress on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I managed to get a little bit of a further understanding in that from my further internal self-exploration. I still need to list out things like what I would be desired for such satisfaction from a partner, if not Magic-chan, that would manifest herself within this universe.
Mm-hmm. And you're looking for a girl, a female, right? So not.
Well, my body is, yeah, but also on that note, I've learned that the important key is self-love. Because if I love myself the way I would want my partner to love me, so I can have all that figured out, then that aspect will attract the other person. It's like you're programming a magnet with these certain qualities to attract this type of individual.
Sounds like manifestation.
And then eventually, when you get all the details sorted out, then whoop, got him.
Right. So I understand Magic-chan is polyamorous in polyamorous relationships, correct?
Yeah, between me, Magic-chan, Grizel Rosechu, Sylvana Rosechu, and the one and only Mewtwo that was cloned in Giovanni's lab.
Oh my god.
We're all married together.
Oh my god. I forgot about Mewtwo also, which is just like a random like toss in here. But also yeah, I apologize, Mr. Bucket. If you haven't seen the rest of the documentary reaction, you have to remind me what the All-Star video. I don't think I remember it. What did they do in the All-Star video? Welcome back, Code. Hope class was good. How was class?
It's not those are just Magic-chan's partners. And
it was 2 years ago. Okay, but what is it?
Each other.
Like what?
Yeah,
what
we
was
all
happening
share each other, and yeah, it's a very good. It's also open relationships for any other explorations.
Right.
See, open relationship, guys. You all have a chance.
Because, considering heavy psychic power types, this particular arrangement. So, yeah, there's all that. So, but yeah, it's polyamorous, and I just feel like this is a good fit for me, and it allows me room to still, especially in this universe, if not Magic Chen, find somebody who can actually satisfy my body's physical needs. So, with my realization that I needed self-love, I managed to find within my abilities the healing energy to where I could actually instill the positive feelings of that particular type of satisfactory love upon myself, so that I can make my body feel better.
Right. Have you had any difficulties with the polyamory, or I understand a lot of people need counseling, go to support groups for that, or have you been fine with it?
We've gotten along for the most part, and we've adapted, considering we're a group of psychic types, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
a much deeper connection.
We have the deeper connection, yes.
Exactly. Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily say that if everybody was a psychic type, you'd have a deeper connection. I think it just makes it easier to communicate because you can actually hear or see like what the other person is thinking about instead of just waiting them to communicate it to you. What the fuck am I saying? What am I saying? What thought am I even fucking entertaining here? I hate this. Also, you guys, this Isabella person that you guys are saying is a really bad person in this, right? Is their name Isabella Jank? Is it? It is? Okay, because Turkey, I'm literally on this, and you know how they have recommendations on the side? Turkey Tom has a fucking 23-minute video about Isabella Jank, and it says internet insanity. I thought Isabella was just like this extra troll on Chris's on Chris's timeline. This is a whole other person that's actually just wild? This is just a janky? Okay. What? She's a whole... So this is like two fucking internet crazes talking to each other? Not even just like... I thought that this was like a blip of person. Because you know there's like a million trolls that just come by Chris's life. And I thought this was just like, oh, one of Chris's trolls. This is a whole other person? That's... Hi, Galileo. Hello, dear. Why are you crying? You miss me? What the fuck? I didn't realize that she actually is like, she has her own 23-minute thing.
Work to get a little better.
I thought she was just like some random person,
if you look
bro.
on Amazon Prime, there's a kind of like a pseudo softcore porn documentary type of show called Polyamory.
Polyamory is pseudo softcore?
Couples in polyamorous relationships. There's two seasons.
Now, I unfortunately will have to cut it short very soon because I have to schedule something for tomorrow. But is there anything else that we want to talk about before?
Well, I guess I'm mostly good for now. But yeah, both of y'all keep open and monitor as much as you both see or feel over the next week until the next time we get together and talk.
Of course, yes, that's our bad. We need to. We'll have more prepared for next time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This was kind of this was not our A game.
It's alright. I'm somewhat on A game, but I'm not totally perfect either. So, it's all good.
That's actually wrong. You're supposed to be totally perfect.
Well, Christine, you have a good night.
Right?
Y'all have a good night too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Also on March 9th, Christine privately messaged Anaxis's Lane Chu Discord account, writing that she still considered him as the one true channeler of Lane Chu, largely disregarding the Watchman's recently introduced replacement. She then wrote,
I still consider you to be the one true channeler of our Lane Chu. I will share with you a recent... I still can't even remember who Lane Chu is. Toby, thank you so much for the soup. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the blesses. I appreciate it. Okay. I've received guidance from a very insightful medium. She served well in the reading with her tarot and communications. She answered for me the 3 questions. I keep her identity concealed. Suffice to say, she too has been to Universe C197. All right. Okay. I saw the number of other psychic types highly sensitive to the events of the merge. Anyway, it's become better clear to my body and brain that I am at present to focus better on self-love and dipping down further and further into myself. Taking this week to meditate and look inside. You can share the story with the other members of the group. Sounds good. Lane Chu is supposed to be a confidant to Chris. Okay, but the question also is, like, but this isn't even the original Lane Chu, right? The other original Lane Chu got fucking kicked. And so this person pretends to be Lane Chu? Like, this is crazy.
Wrote of her experience in seeking guidance from a certain medium, who was later revealed to be Molly the medium on Patreon. Chris noted that she was given guidance
Molly
on
the
finding
medium
love,
also said the
powers,
C197
and
is
the
a thing?
oncoming dimensional merge, claiming that the medium had also visited Dimension C197. Also on that day, a trollsome Twitter user posted fan art of an anthropomorphic Sonichu and Rosechu, claiming that the original artist, Christian Weston Chandler, was dead, and had designed Sonichu to be a celebration of being super straight. Christian enabler Helena G. Fiorenza shared the tweet, questioning the validity of the claim that Chris was dead. Christine chimed in to write that she was not, in fact, dead. Other Twitter users questioned her on her divinity and her apparent lack of understanding in the multiverse theory. Chris wrote back that she and Sonichu both knew everything about the multiverse theory and facts, and claimed the other posters were not as in tune as psychics like Chris were. On March 11th, as Kwai Sandbag and Lily planned to arrange another Discord chat with Chris, they found that she had unadded their accounts. Suspecting that Christine had turned against them, Kwai reached out to her via instance.
No!
Another Discord chat with Chris, they found that she had unadded their accounts. Suspecting that Christine had turned against them, Kwai reached out to her via Instagram to confess that neither he nor Lily were psychics. He apologized for deceiving her, but wrote that he only did so in an effort to help her after watching the Gino Samuels Christian documentary. Chris replied, writing that she allegedly knew all along that they lacked better insight and abilities, and found it fortunate that she and Sonichu were able to connect with more people who could learn from Chris's insight. The next day, a Twitter user posted a parodic image macro purporting to depict Christian in his classic era, and then a more recent photo in which he is a different, conventionally handsome, well-dressed, bemustached man, wearing a similarly striped shirt. Gino Samuel sarcastically asked if the before and after development was real. Chris replied to him, writing that it was fake. Another Twitter user exclaimed at the interaction between Gino and Chris, to which Christine responded that actor Ryan Reynolds could not possibly portray Christian in a hypothetical movie adaptation of their life, in which a woman actor would be the ideal lead in portraying Christine post-transition.
Oh no, I have my slime with me. Is that Ryan Reynolds? That's not even Ryan Reynolds. This seems like just some other dude. What? There's so much going on right now. Not only did we have Gino talking about Gino. Wait, what happened?
In portraying.
Not only did we have Gino talking about Gino, but we also have. What?
Christine post-transition. She later shared a petition which called for the cancellation of My Little Pony Generation 5 in order to prevent the universe and the MLP world of Equestria from falling apart.
Can't you just... Okay.
Also on that day,
the universe
as part
from
of a
falling apart. You
project,
got it, buddy.
Christine posted in the place photos of a 3-page handwritten list of positive affirmations about herself. These included being a fully functional goddess, mentally clear and focused, not obsessing over trivial things, owning up to her mistakes, seeing through facades
Ryan
and reading
aluminum
auras,
foil.
ignoring bullies,
He doesn't even look like he's posing
herself,
as Reynolds. He
managing
looks like
her
he's
time
just
and resources
dressing up nicely and showing off that, like, oh, I like this outfit or whatever.
Having a preference for
looks like he's
sex
just a
that was
normal fucking
fulfilling.
person.
Chris allegedly also wrote a 2-page list of concerns, self-criticisms, and blockages, which she would share with only a select few trusted friends, and would then promptly burn in a metal trash can. Soon after, she posted a list of positive traits of her 4 supposed spouses. She considered Magi-chan as sexy, Intelligent, open-minded, loyal, and an excellent leader. Crizel was youthful, cute and sexy, motherly or sisterly, caring, and an electric type. Sylvana was mature, savvy, self-confident,
if he says sexy one more time,
humble, and interdimensional. Finally, the Pokemon Mewtwo was highly wise with a troubled past, mentally clear, supportive, handsome, an awesome mentor, and an overpowered psychic type. Christine.
Wow, Mewtwo, how does it feel to be the only one that's not sexy? Huh? You're handsome, but you're not sexy. Jesus Christ.
Tagged Maker Nightv to ask her if she matched up with any of the listed traits. As more and more people tried to sway her into a different state of thought, Christine started to push against their efforts, convincing herself that her perceived sense of divinity was being challenged and tested. After many years of indulging in fanciful lies, she now seemed incapable of accepting an inconvenient truth.
Dude, I too have trouble accepting inconvenient truths. Oh man. I think I liked the part 80 better than part 81, but that has nothing to do with, you know, obviously. That kind of just has to do with what's going on. All right, let's do our little Quickville Guardian check. Actually, let me open this up real quick. Okay, I'm not gonna click on it yet, but I'm very curious. I did not know Isabella Jank at all was like a whole other person. Oh my god, there's a lot. Wait, actually, we watched this. We watched all of these, right? We watched all of the Rose 2 Christmas plays. Etsy comments review. We haven't watched these for sure. And this was barely anything. 52 seconds of something. I don't even know. Okay. Etsy comments review. That's Quickville Guardian. Okay. Thank you very much, per usual, to Gino Samuel for doing all of the wonderful, wonderful work in the documentary series. Both wonderful and also the reason that, obviously not the reason, but definitely is a thing. The Christian documentary series definitely is a thing. I like that Gino has to refer to Gino. Like, Gino's so far into this part now that Gino has to refer to Gino in the third person. I think that's so fucking funny. We're actually getting, I don't even know, I haven't been paying attention to the months on where we left off, but we're really getting close to the big one, you know? And the reason that I started watching this in the first place, I want you guys to know the reason I started watching the Chris Chan documentary series is because they had gotten arrested, and I saw that on Twitter, and I'm like, who's Chris Chan? Like, what is this such a big deal? And then I looked them up, and there was a documentary series, and I started just with viewers, you know, for fun, not realizing or not thinking that I was straight up going to actually keep up and do this whole thing ever. It's crazy. That said, also, that's crazy that all they really like to say about their partners is how sexy they are, and it's really is a thing, you know? Anyways, all right, let's go watch some Quickville Guardian. This is Etsy comments review. I want to see the crazy amount of 3D or green screening that they have recently learned to do.
Everybody, this is Christine Weston Chandler Sachi Prime here. Today we are going to be looking on the old Etsy store here and going to be looking through some reviews. Once again, you can look at the Etsy store here and purchase medallions when they are in stock. Oh, pardon me.
What? How did that happen? How did that fucking happen? That they had to have turned that shit up, bro. What? And also, is this still being made by Prater?
When they are in stock.
Oh, they turned that up, bro.
I couldn't help it. Anyway, so we're gonna look at some reviews.
There's no fucking way you're gonna say that shit, knowing full well. Like, buddy, you're not getting the brownie points.
Okay, I get it. The Eon reference that I made a long time ago. That's actually funny. That's a fun story. I'm glad somebody remember. I'm glad somebody remember.
I don't know this reference.
Yeah, kind of nice, kind of cool.
Kinda.
I do appreciate that. Words alone cannot begin.
Sigrun, thank you so much. Thank you for the super. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Apparently, Chris Chan was the first brony on top of all this. What a history, am I right? Not only that, the one that really gets me is that Chris Chan is possibly the very first Let's Play, like, fucking, like I don't think they uploaded it on YouTube, but like Let's Player. That's what I heard. Like, that it's possible. I'm not saying I'm confirming it. It's just that it's possible that Chris Chan was the first Let's Player.
Describe how elated I am to receive these blessed rocks. I can't wait to use them for the merge. Arrived quickly and without any issues. Very nice. Yes. Definitely very nice. Post a public response. I'm gonna do that for this one. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's not even surprising. Chris Chan is like Jesus Christine Weston Chandler, so they're doing responses too? That's wild, actually. You think that if I do, I'm not gonna buy anything. Folks.
Yay. There you go.
Via like text walkthroughs? Oh,
Apple
I see.
user, very cool, very nice. Oh, yes, you do own a piece of history.
Does it count if it's a text walkthrough, though?
One of the lovely pieces of history.
How dare you,
Always
Kobe?
good to
How dare you
receive
say
rocks.
that?
Even Mod Pie approves. And crystals. Crystals are really good. Ooh. I am truly blessed. Christine heard my plea and blessed me with signatures on our Sashi medallions.
It's so bad that people are actually buying this. Like, I get it, but also it's not good.
Yes, very much.
You know what I mean?
Very, very much so.
Most
zapping it up to the
the biggest doxer.
Cool, very nice.
Oh my god.
Shipped with care and delivered very fast. Highly recommend it. Thank you very much. Yes, it is very good. Amazing!
Thank you again, Sigrun, for all the supers. Thank you, everybody, for the supers today. I really appreciate it. Oh, it really just makes it just
amazing. I
Thank
feel
you
this
so
throws
much. It's so
already.
sweet for you guys
Very
to support
nice.
me.
Yes. Get rid of the
Especially
haters
my
and fakers
members
and
also. Thank you,
intoxicate individuals.
Five
and the darkest
voices.
sin
Have a good
ones
one.
as
Thank you
well.
so much. Ta-ta.
Positive vibes. Next page. Oh.
Will I ever
Okay,
consider
the
checking
night
out
I
other
bought this,
lolcows
my
for a
husband and
stream?
I had a
Yes,
huge
I
fight.
have definitely
This
considered
kind
other
contains very
lolcows.
potent-
I just don't know if that's something that you guys would want from me, is like lolcow.
Yeah, no, there was
lolcow,
no
like,
dark intention
watcher.
there. You're misinterpreting that. You're confusing what came from this as opposed to the fight you just had recently. Oh, I see. It's like a little manga series. Very nice. It was exactly as advertised.
It's a redemption.
Energy that
Yeah.
engulfs your room.
Boogie. I actually
Or many
know a certain
positive
amount
vibes are
of.
in your room.
It's funny. You'd be surprised, because I watched like. I usually turn on, or previously I like turned on Sunny V2 a lot, and like Turkey Tom a lot for just background noise and stuff like that. So I do know a little bit about certain lolcows. Obviously I don't know everything, and I don't even remember anything. I often confuse Boogie and Wings. Kind of funny, but I definitely would. I just don't know how much you guys are interested. But if you guys were to tell me like, nah, we love hearing you react to lolcows, I'd probably be interested. But a little treat for your Chris Chan followers? Yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind. I feel like that's majority of my YouTube, community seems to be like, you know, Chris Chan, maybe a little bit of FNAF, but really just Chris Chan followers, which is totally fine. I really don't. I think it's interesting. Genuinely. I have nothing wrong with that. Boogie, no. Wings, yes. Interesting. You know, earlier today I was, you guys heard of Jupiter? From TikTok? Jupiter, I don't even know. They're like, I think they're just named like Jupiter or something. Have you guys heard about them? I just recently heard about them earlier today. The vampire wolf guy, Jupiter, like being super creepy. I just heard about them today. I was like, oh man. But yeah, I would.
Do enjoy very much. I've literally never been so excited to receive a package. Thank you. I finally feel protected from the forces of ill will thanks to Christine. Although I wish it came with a
Pricey. They
certificate
really
of
have to consider
authenticity.
themselves
I believe just one
pricey.
long look and anyone would be able to tell that this is authentic. Especially by the signature.
Thanks,
The
Julie.
signature. That's personal. But yes, thank you very much. You're very welcome. There's a fire. No.
Is that actually true, Secret?
Holy fire.
That's wild,
Blue
bro. What the
flames.
hell?
Good stuff. Positivity. Only such a fantastic piece of
That's
history
okay,
is
Mr.
incredible. I
Bucket.
can't wait
You
to wear it
only
everywhere,
you
every
can stop
day.
forest fires. Mr. Bucket says, I get really sad for you being such a small channel. Only you can stop forest fires, Mr. Bucket. You tell your mother about me, okay? Maybe she'll be interested.
Ah, yes. And depending on the necklace, where you use the particular included necklace, or not, or just another one that's like, you know, made out of metal, longer lasting. The medallion itself is quite water resistant, so you can wear it in the shower. But yeah, I definitely recommend
It's
like a
not
metal
a
necklace if
FNAF.
you're gonna
Oh,
do
is
that,
it?
something
No,
long
it's not a
lasting in
FNAF
that.
reference. I think that's like
Or
a
like, you know, obviously like I
California
had the
forest
bead
fires
necklace with a
reference.
nice necklace wire. Obviously, we want one that won't rust or fall apart so easily. Like the experiences I had.
Wait, what? No. There's no way you guys are about to tell me right now while I'm fucking watching a fucking Quickville Etsy comments thing. MatPat just I'm so sorry. I have to do this real quick. What? 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 MatPat. Where is it?
It's not clickbait. On March 9th,
It
I'll
literally
be
says
hosting my
goodbye.
last theory episode, at which point I'll be handing off the channels to someone else. There it is. That's it. Send tweet. We're all done here. That's all you need to know, right? Oh, wow. Forgive me, by the way, if I'm a little bit more disorganized than usual. Normally, I would want to script out something like this pretty precisely. But with an announcement like this, I wanted to bring it back to just us. There's no one else in the room. There's no teleprompters. There's no nothing. It's just the way that this whole thing started. It's a conversation between us. And sorry that I keep getting emotional about this. I'll try not to, but it's a big deal. You know, like, if you think about it, this channel is Steph and my first child, really. Before we had Ollie, before we had Skip, Catbat, like, it was this. This was our baby. This channel has been going for 13 years. I think in total it's somewhere around like 1,200 theories. And only half of those are FNAF. Shocking. I know, we actually did stuff that wasn't FNAF related. But
that's funny.
This has been a
You still
literal
had to mention
third
that,
of my
huh?
life. And I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss this.
Oh my
I value
god.
what we have here. I value this conversation, this openness, this relationship that we share. And I'm sad that I won't be able to see you every week. Which then I guess prompts the question of like, why? Why am I doing this now? Why am I making this announcement today? Why am I walking away from the channels? But to be honest, it was Tom Scott. You can blame Tom Scott. Tom just did his farewell video and I'm like, well, he was able to do it. I want to be able to fly away in a helicopter. Obviously, that's not it. But really, my reasons for making this announcement today is probably largely the same as Tom's reasons, or Seth Everman's, or Captain Sparkles, or Papa Meats, or Stampy Longheads. Like, there's a lot of these videos that are coming out these days, and there's going to be a lot more happening throughout this year. Steph and I have known this video would be coming for the last 3 years. We weren't sure it was necessarily going to be today. We didn't know exactly when it would fall, but we knew it was going to happen eventually. That's why over the last couple of years, we've been staffing up so much. That's why we partnered with a larger company to help run the channels. That's why we've been spending so much time outside of this box, training up the team to make the best videos that they can. Because we knew that we couldn't do this forever. We knew that, honestly, we didn't want to do this forever. For as much as I love you, and I love overthinking things, and I love theorizing, I don't love late nights. I don't love the fact that Steph and I have been work first for over a decade, where I'm
so
sitting
real,
down
though.
at dinner with my best
This is
friend,
actually so
and we're
real,
talking
though.
about business logistics, or we're talking about animatronic toes. I miss the days where I could just sit down on the couch with her and play video games, and it's not for content. Or I'm playing a game and I'm not thinking about what theories are gonna come out of that. I miss it. So that's a big reason. That was a big one right there. But also just the internet's changing. My life has changed in the last 13 years. I mentioned Dolly before. He's the coolest little dude, and he's getting older by the minute. And I watch him, and he is so much fun, and he is so much smarter than I was when I was his age. He also probably knows the FNAF lore better than I do, which is a problem that I should probably address at some point.
Yeah.
But honestly,
Absolutely.
I want to be able to spend more time with him. Another sad fact of the matter is I'm getting older. I'm 37 now. The other day, I actually had to
You look amazing for 37, bud. Like, wow.
Google my own age. And you know that when you have to start like doing math in your head to calculate how old you are over the hill, my friends. Though to be fair, to my credit,
funny, 'cause
I think I'm like
literally
the
had to do
only
that
37-year-old out there who has an unironic appreciation of Skibidi Toilet. Then again, maybe that's the problem,
Why would
right?
you? Yeah, that's the problem,
Maybe that's
buddy.
not a good thing.
You're
And
right,
honestly,
you're so right.
because this is
You-
all
you
about us
should
being
retire.
honest. There is a bit of a selfish side to this. When you think about it, there's only really two ways to step away from a YouTube channel. You either just decide the day that you stop uploading and you're like, I'm done, or you just keep uploading videos from now until the heat death of the universe, and you watch as your relevance slowly dies or your passion slowly dies.
True.
And
Actually.
for me and my journey in this place, I always wanted to go out on a high note. And when you stop and look at the last year, this has been the best year in the theorist lifespan ever. Like, no joke. It is our highest view year. It is the year where we launched Style Theory and immediately put our foothold in a brand new space, and that took off, and now we're one of the top style and fashion channels on YouTube. And that kind of completes the trifecta of, hey, we now have a top channel in 4 different verticals that are completely different, and no other YouTuber really has ever been able to do it to that scale. That's amazing. This is also the year where I was able to meet you guys at our Broadway show. I was able to play at the PGA and show that, hey, YouTubers aren't particularly good at golf, but they can make your event relevant for like a couple of minutes. It was also the year
you know
that I got to
what?
host the
That's
Streamy
fine.
Awards, and it wasn't
Oh, dude,
cringe.
that
I
is
mean, to be fair, the Streamy Awards are always a little bit cringe, but it was the right amount of cringe. When I pull up videos of all my favorite creators, and I watch them, and all of a sudden I start hearing people just casually dropping, that's just a theory.
It's just a theory, a game theory. Now, this is just a theory, people.
At the end of the day, it's just a game theory.
That's just a theory. A Freebirds theory.
Also, a lot of lore, so if you're a big theory head, proceed at your own risk.
I did not know about this theory.
That's a theory.
That right there, that is incredible. That's the note that I want to leave on.
Oh my God, I'm gonna.
And that's how you just know it's the right time. All of those reasons coming together, saying, hey, this is the moment. And that's hard to say, because change is scary. Change is hard. But sometimes the right decision isn't the easy decision. The easy decision would just be to carry on doing this and do FNAF part 332. But that wouldn't be the right decision. I think the best way to explain it is with a video game analogy. Feels appropriate, right? Whoa, it's game theory, ha! Did it. Check the game part of it off. But the way I like to think about it is Earthbound. I think I've made it pretty clear over the years that that is, without question, my favorite game of all time. Sans Nest, all that, you're all familiar with that. But what you might not be familiar with at this point is how the game ends. At the end of Earthbound, after you save the world, everything opens up to you. You can revisit every single location that you've been to. You can talk to every NPC that you met on your journey. And it's this incredible moment as a gamer. You see just how many lives have been impacted thanks to your journey.
Buddy, if
and
you
then
haven't
after
played
spending as
Earthbound
much
yet,
time as you
have
want
no
talking to all
point
those
in-
people,
you don't
you
wanna
end up back
play it.
home.
You
You
don't
go
care
back
enough.
to where it all began, where you were just a kid waking up in bed and starting your adventure. And even though your mom's there and your dog's there and your weird telephone dad's there, it feels different somehow. Like, sure, this is still a place of love and acceptance and comfort and security, but you just don't quite fit anymore. Because you just traveled the world. You made all these new friends. You are different. You grew up. And your relationship to this place grows up. It evolves. In case you couldn't tell, I'm Ness, which I guess would also mean that I'm also Sans. But I was also Ness in the FNAF movie, which just opens up all sorts of weird canon. Slap a thumbnail on that one. So anyway, there you have it. That is why I'm leaving. I hope you can understand. But that obviously begs the question of like, what happens to the channels? Well, for the next 10 weeks, we're going to have ourselves a big old going away party. If Unis Anus taught us anything, it taught us that you probably shouldn't use urine for a personal sauna. But if Unis Anus taught us two things, one was to not soak in your own urine, but two was to appreciate the time that you have left. So that's why over the next 10 weeks, we're going to have a bunch of theories that are going to be a lot of fun, revisiting old favorites, getting some closure on things. We're going to see some familiar faces, a lot of awesome stuff. Although to be fair, I think it's 9 weeks, and I think we counted this one as week 1. That was stupid of us. That, my friends, is how you wind up getting Wario being 10 feet tall. Mathematical rigor. Should have double-checked the numbers. So I have 9 theories left on each of the channels, but we're going to call them Matt Pat's Final 10 because that just sounds better. At which point then on March 9th, we're going to have that big going away celebration, Matt Pat's Final Theory, and I just dust away. I stand astride my Music Man and I just whip and nay off into the distance. But then something special happens. Do the channels go away with me? No, actually. I've always thought that anyone can be a theorist,
just like
right? If you are passionate about a topic and you love to overthink it and over-research it, then congratulations, you're a theorist. And that could range from, hey, I have family recipes that I'm constantly looking to refine, to, hey, I want to create the perfect fantasy sports team. Because here's the thing, sports pros, at the end of the day, if you are in the statistics and numbers and doing calculations to see if your team won or lost, you're just playing a glorified Dungeons and Dragons game. Hate to break it to you, you're one of us, my friends. And sure, game theory is a format that I created. It's a show with this very excitable host who makes a lot of cringy dad jokes and says the word lore a lot. But at the end of the day, it's more than just a host. It is a show. It is a format. And in a broader sense, it is a state of mind. It's a way of thinking and approaching the world around you. It's more than just the host. And when you think about it, not a lot of YouTube channels function that way. We're special in that regard. Like, you're not going to be able to get another Markiplier stepping into the Markiplier channel. And you're never going to be able to recreate Jenna Marbles. And to be honest, you're never going to get another Matt Pat either. But you can have another game theorist. You can have another film theorist or food theorist or style theorist. I think in a lot of ways, we almost function kind of like the Doctor Who of YouTube, where as one host fades away, a new one kind of respawns in their place. And they're able to put their own unique spin and flavor on the format and make it their unique thing. You have eras of the different theorist channels. And so, you know, my era is fading away and someone new is coming in. Maybe this is the David Tennant to Matt Smith transition, right? That was
Jesus
good, solid series of episodes right there. So who then is going to be taking over the channels? Well, I don't know if you've noticed this, but fewer and fewer of the words that I'm saying in any given episode are actually mine. If you go down to the credits, you can actually see in the description that there are certain names that have been appearing more and more frequently. Like, yeah, I'm listed on every single one as the writer because I touch every single script, I polish it into my voice. But in all honesty, the bulk of what I'm saying is coming from someone else. It's their research, it's their work. Why should they have to filter their creativity through my voice? I've always envisioned these channels as a place where we could spotlight all sorts of creators. I mean, it even goes back to the original URL of this channel, right? It isn't game theory, it was always the game theorists, because this was a place where you could find a lot of like-minded creators, all with a passion for gaming and education. That's why we had the partner shows like Gaijin Goomba with Culture Shock, or Drake with Smash History, or Ryder with A Brief History, or Austin with The Science, and Lee with Breakdown. They were all here because we all had a similar goal,
I think maybe
educate
like a
people through the lens
breakdown
of
of Matt
and then YouTube pivoted and then made it so that way doing a channel in that style doesn't really work anymore. But we still try to keep that ethos alive by making sure that we're regularly covering small indie projects. Stuff like OnlyCans, like Mandela Catalog, like OWO. OWO? See? I learned. But if we're doing that for all these other creators, why aren't we doing it for the creators on our own staff who have been in the trenches doing the research, writing these words to deliver to you over the last couple years? I have been fortunate. I have been so blessed to have this platform available to me that you've given me over the last 13 years.
It's
But
okay.
I
I'm
think
not
now
saying
it's time
anything
to
important.
pass it on to the next generation.
I'm still trying to listen to
I'm
him.
gonna give someone else a shot. But I realize that I'm getting off track here. So back to the question, who's taking over? First off, it's not going to one person, but rather 4. I would not wish my schedule on anyone. Like, sure, I'm willing to not sleep for the last 13 years of my life, but I feel like as old man YouTube passing this along to the next generation, I should probably do my best to try and make it more sustainable for them. It's also going to people that you're already familiar with. You've seen them showing up in shorts. You've seen them here on the couch with me for GT Live. You've sometimes seen them washing their hair with me in my own shower. Don't read too much into that, but it is accurate. Most importantly, though, they're each an expert in their own individual subject matter, and they've been spearheading the creative of the channels for the better part of the last year. And I think what's maybe the most fascinating about all of this is that each of the 4 of them come to us from a completely different angle. You know, so for instance, you have Lee, right? Lee's gonna be taking over film theory. And Lee has been with us for 10 years.
That's actually kind of wild. That's
It's crazy. I
is kinda
believe
crazy.
he was actually editor number 3 for the channels. We had Ronnie, and then we had Ryder, Foot of a Ferret, and then we had Lee. I think his first theory that he ever worked on was Rosalina's Peach's daughter, Peach is Dead. One of my all-time favorite episodes that we've ever done on the channel.
Is Rosalina
and over
not
time, he
Peach's
rose
daughter?
up. He had his own show on the channel here. He had Breakdown, which were these just beautiful documentaries that were edited in such an incredible way. And since then, he's been spearheading a lot of the creative on both the writing and the visual side. And then, of course, you have
Also,
Amy
Lee's
over
been
on
doing
Style
it for-
Theory. And Amy is actually a very different case here. When she first approached us, I think it was 6 years ago, she
Lee
didn't
really
know about
has,
the
like,
channels.
even has
All
his
she
own,
knew
like,
was
little,
that she wanted to learn in studio. It's incredible. And all of that while being responsible for packaging somewhere around like 500 episodes across all the channels. And then she helped me and Steph brainstorm Style Theory for 2 years before the channel eventually launched, hoping that maybe one day she would be able to rise into the hosting role for it. And now here it is. And then, of course, you have Santi and Tom. Santi over on Food Theory and Tom over here on Game Theory. And interestingly enough, they both grew up watching Game Theory. We were their childhood show, which, to be fair, just shows how old we are. Santi would eventually go work at Mythical with Rhett and Link before coming here, where he is bravely spearheading Food Theory and letting me mercilessly make fun of all of his recipes. He's much better than I give him credit for. I just like giving him a hard time. And then Tom, he worked at Disney and Fox, but he knew all along that he wanted to be here, right? Like this was his aspirational goal. He wanted to write here. He emailed us a cold email outreach. We just miraculously saw it, decided to audition him, and he crushed it. His first episode that he worked on was actually watching every single installment of the Pokemon anime to calculate Pikachu's level. And to be fair, that was his pitch. Like, I have asked people to do some crazy things in the past, but not even I'm that brutal. Like, you can only watch Team Rocket blast off so many times. But he's like, this is an episode I'm passionate about. I think I'm going to knock it out of the ballpark, and I'm going to show you how committed I am. And he has been so committed ever since. So committed, in fact, that I told him, hey, if you're joining the channels, you do realize that you're going to have to read every single FNAF book.
That's
and he's
it.
like,
That's it.
boom,
There's
he
no
did
reason
it.
for me
And
to
we're
be
up
here
here
no
going
more.
crazy in the FNAF attic. But not only did he read every
children should
FNAF
be
novel,
watching me at
he
all. You have to be
also
18 and over
read
to
every
watch
single
me.
Hello Neighbor book. Yeah. He went that far. Currently, he's working his way through Bendy because the new movie's coming up. If nothing else, I think that really proves his level of commitment.
Don't worry,
and
I
also
remembered
his
Universe. I saved
appropriate
myself
level
there.
of insanity. He's a bit off the cuff at times. Like, I don't know if you saw on a recent GT Live, but Tom was here on the couch with me, and he actually denied that the moon existed, which was a choice.
Main character from the chat says, that sounds like somebody who doesn't have a flag on the moon.
I mean, that's if you believe it's even there.
The moon?
I don't think
They're
he actually believes that, but if he does, we're going to get some weird Majora's Mask theories, let me tell you. When I go out at this point, I am recognized at least 5 times.
Don't say that.
It's
Don't
crazy.
say that,
It's
Kay.
a really high number at this point. And it's a fascinating split because 50% of the time it's like,
You're not
oh my
allowed
gosh,
to
you're
be
Matt
here,
Pat.
Kay. You're
You
not
were
allowed
my
to say
childhood.
that.
I loved watching your FNAF theories. And I'm always like, well, you know, the FNAF's still going. And they're like, what? No way. And we talk about the new game and it's always really fun. But the other half is, oh my gosh, you're Matt Pat. You are my childhood. I'm watching you right now. I love your most recent theory.
Oh, dude, that hurts. Oh my god.
That's awesome. That's such an honor. I have been so honored to be a part of all of your lives. But I think it's time for someone else to have that honor. I think it's time for someone else.
You know what it feels like? It feels like Blue's Clues. It feels like Steve from Blue's Clues all over again. What the? They announced Mad Pat DLC. What?
Doing some childhoods. And that just kind of leaves us with one final question, right? Which is, what about me? You know, where do I go? Do I just retire to a beach somewhere? Do I whip a nene off into the distance? No. I'll still be here. Obviously, first off, we've got our final 10 episodes, like I said, so that's, well, it wasn't 10 episodes. However many episodes are left between now and March 9th, we got those. I'm going to be on GT Live from now until the foreseeable future, probably until the end of the summer. That feels about right. And then we have the big going away video on March 9th. After that, I, stand aside as Santi, Lee, Amy, and Tom step up and take over the hosting role.
Okay, well then what do you do?
I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be alongside the creative directors talking about programming, brainstorming ideas for upcoming episodes.
He's
That's
just
awesome.
taking
I
like
love that. I don't want to give that up. But the other cool thing about this is that it opens up the door for me to turn the script. For the last 13 years, I've been commenting on other people's IP, but now that I'm stepping out of those roles, I get to create the IP. Still as a part of Theorist, but I get to create things that are going to challenge those new hosts of the channel. Things that I've had in the back of my mind from years of studying media that I can now make a reality, and the channels can comment on them. Things like, for instance, I have a lo-fi mystery series that I think you're really gonna dig. It's basically like if you took a lo-fi channel and applied an ARG narrative to it, it becomes lore-fi.
That's actually so cute.
So stoked about this. The music is sounding really good. The animations are coming together really well. That's gonna be launching in a couple weeks. We'll see if Lee over on Film Theory is gonna be able to solve it. In April, I'm actually gonna be coming back onto Style Theory to host a giant fashion show that we're doing there. We all collectively had this thought of like, hey, online brands, online influencers are coming up with their own apparel lines. Why is there no place to showcase that sort of stuff? Then it hit us like, hey, we have a style and fashion channel. Why aren't we doing it ourselves?
Honest to fucking God, though, like, these are the kind of ideas, I'm not gonna try and, like, toot my own horn or something. These are the kind of ideas that I like to do, and I can't do them in such a great manner because I am, 3 people put together. And by 3 people, I mean, I'm one person, and then every one of my flight attendants and editors are an extra half to a full person. It's just like, it's so hard unless you had a full team like that. But like, I get it. I totally get it from Matt. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, these are really fun, great ideas that like, I can totally understand why he wants to step back and do them, because you couldn't do them sitting in the seat that he's sitting in right now, or sitting in the seat that I'm sitting in. You know what I mean?
Creators in Fashion by Style Theory, that is coming to you in April, hosted by me. Some of the time that I'm not hosting the channels, I'm going to be practicing my runway walk. Because let me tell you, if I'm sashaying down the runway, if I'm stomping the runway, it's not going to be pretty.
Dude, Game
right
Theory
now,
has
so
like,
I need to practice that
the Theory
a
team
little bit.
has
There's also this
great,
animation show that we did a pilot for in like the middle of last year. It's basically like if you took Gravity Falls but aged it up and made it about adulting. It's really, really solid. And also there's this video game idea that I want to do for like so long that I've never had the opportunity to really like dive into and make reality. But now it's my chance to step into the role of Scott Cawthon and challenge the new game theorist. There's always been the memes about, are Scott Cawthon and I the same person? Not yet, but who knows? Maybe starting later this year. And those are just the immediate things that I have on my to-do list, because I want to make fun, cool things for you. And even if it's not a weekly episode, I still want to give those things to you. I don't like them. You matter to me. You are so
wait. That was too nice, okay? Even my mom doesn't say that shit. Don't do that, buddy. Don't. You son of a bitch. Okay, buddy. You step back. We're not crying today.
Every single one of those people who stopped me on the street, it's an honor, right?
No, I know. I've been seeing the timestamp names. They're so good.
Because of this whole transition, I've been thinking a lot about my time on these channels and the evolution that we've gone to together. In the beginning, right, I was kind of like the edgy older brother where I would talk about like, oh, did you know that Link is dead? And let's make some boob jokes. And then at a certain point, I evolved into Dad Pat. Right, I became a little bit more mature. I had the team around me. I had to be more careful about who I was saying was dead on a regular basis. Instead of talking about boobs, I ended up talking about Luigi's bulge. That felt like the right decision. At this point, I think I'm kind of evolving into a Grandpa Pat, for lack of a better term. And just like your grandparents, hopefully cool grandparents, but just like a grandparent, you don't get to see me all the time. And I don't get to see you all the time. And maybe we call and talk to each other every once in a while. But But at the end of the day, that grandpa loves getting to see you.
No!
Maybe he shows up at a special event. Maybe he shows up at a holiday. Maybe he shows up at the Theory Wear fashion show. Who knows?
No! No!
But he so looks forward to seeing you. And the love that he has for you, it doesn't go away.
Oh my God!
That grandpa is so proud of you. And he cherishes the relationship that you've had so much.
Oh my.
And he is so honored to be a part of your life. To have been a part of helping you grow and helping you experience the world. And he looks forward to seeing you at the next event. And if you see him on the street, we'll hang out. And hopefully he brings you cool, fun gifts. I know this is going to sound cheesy. And I know the internet will probably rake me over the coals.
Oh my God.
For crying, for one, but I love you guys. I do. You're not just numbers. You're not just ad impressions. You're not just merch sales.
But those help. Thank you so much
What you
for
have done
liking the
for
stream.
me, and from everyone I talk to, what I've done for you is special. It's special.
You're not cold-hearted. I think everybody's happy that he'll be with his family, but everybody
When I was in
misses
middle
him
school,
also.
I had this goal of making the world a better place because I had been a part of it. It didn't have to be big. It didn't have to be curing cancer. But I wanted there to have been a ripple impact. Just because I was there. Butterfly effect and all that.
Oh my God.
We've done it. I think we've been able to achieve something great here. You have taken me on the wildest, craziest 13-year ride of my life. And I'm so grateful. So, Grandpa Pat is going to sign out now. And I'll be around for a couple more weeks. I'll be living around the house for a while. We'll have a big family reunion celebration. Then I'll go off to my little shack in the woods, my retirement home down in Florida, and I'll pop in every once in a while. Anyway, at this point in my notes, I had it written that we're going to start a countdown clock of that final 10 episodes, final 9 episodes, so start that.
No.
I don't know what it's going to look like yet.
No.
Hopefully the editors don't rip off Unasanas too much. If they do, I hope they change it.
Funny.
And with
Good
that,
one.
And with that, I'm going to say, for one of the final
He's
times,
from Ohio? That makes
not
so
the final
much
time, but one of the final times. As always, my friends, remember, it's just a theory. A game theory! Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for watching.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I really did not think I was going to cry today. I really didn't think. Oops, wrong one. God. God. Oh. No. No, I get that, Cherry. I'm so happy for him. I can't imagine how much he has to literally put his entire life away. I mean, I understand, like, it's one thing to really love what you do, and it's one thing to have to actually make it your entire life. You know what I mean? And even his wife, you know, even his kids, even like everybody around him, they all are part of this, and I'm so happy that they get to, you know, that he actually does get to ride. This is the ultimate high for him. FNAF movie just came out and he was in it. Like, this riding out right now is the best, truly, and I'm so happy. Which, you know, it's good to it's also like a good reminder that I think a lot of people still have this really weird misconception of, oh, you're a streamer or you do that for a living, blah, blah, it must be so easy. paid for, you know, playing games or reacting to people and shit like that. And it's like, you can't even begin to understand all that goes behind it, even as like small as me. Even as like in comparison, obviously, Matt has a whole team that he created, an entire company, on top of the fact that he's been consulting for other companies and other brands and other groups. You know what I mean? But even as small as me, it's just so much. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know Matt Pat all that well. I genuinely only watched like up until his ultimate timeline. And that's all that really was necessary. And as obviously I gave so much shit during the actual FNAF theory stuff. But I genuinely care so much and I genuinely respect him so much. And he's the kind of person that I genuinely like if he says anything, I totally fucking believe. You know what I mean? It's just, I think he's right. And I think he's great and deserves good things. And, you know, that leads me to say, it's been a long time also since I've been doing this in technically the VTuber sphere. Because even though it's not 13 years of game theories or Matt Pat, the VTuber sphere, you see a lot of us get gone through really quickly. You know, a couple of them finish in a year, maybe even less. Because it's so small and it's so niche and it's so hard to be a real person. And it's so hard to be treated as a real person here in this community. You know what I mean? And people hate to say community because it's like, oh, it's not a community. It's a fucking community. You know what I mean? If you have people who you hate in there, congratulations, you're part of a fucking community. That's just like part of a town. So I've been here since before Hollow Myth. I started streaming before I started streaming as an Ian VTuber before Hollow Myth came out, hit the biggest highs of popularity, and you know, I was watching Iron Mouse when she was a good like 50-person average. Like we were all here early. Yeah. So it's just, I think this year also, it's time for me to say, just in consideration of everybody else, right? Like, I think this is a perfect moment just for me to say, I really don't think that this video has anything that we need to watch anymore. So I'm just gonna move on to the next.
Rollout. Have you heard from Bubba Lubba yet? No. Ian Raven are still out searching for clues. Those Decepticons suddenly re-emerging is quite the conundrum. I agree, especially considering those Decepticons have been discharged.
Is this the actual Transformers movie?
Ago when Washington graduated and retired and signed that peace.
Sorry, was that too cruel? Is that too cruel? To be fair, is that too cruel? To be fair, I have thought about it. You know what I mean? I have thought about it. It's not like in a it's just hard. It's just hard. But you know, I've thought about it. I even and every single time I think about it, I talk about how much this is how you know I'm not ready yet, right? Every single time I drink, all I do when I drink is I sit down with a notepad and more ideas for what I want to do. I don't know how much more of Lilybell Air and Lilybell specifically is going to be. But there are a lot of other ways like I would like to show in the V2 meeting community if I'm not Lilybell or Lilybell. You know what I mean? So there's always that plain rebrand and hard pass. So but I've come up with new ideas. I've come up with new people, new characters, stuff. So who knows? I know I'm happy right now, and I know that rebranding is costly right now, so it's not gonna be easy about it. Bill, if you leave, I'm gonna have to go to a shelter. No one's gonna adopt a bad fan like me. Anybody would be so lucky to have you. I have to leave after that. I can't go to Chris Chan after saying goodbye to Matt. Okay. Understandable. I don't think we're gonna actually stay too long with Chris Chan either. It doesn't seem like anything actually interesting is happening.
The fact that those poor citizens and those couples in love are suddenly being interrupted. Yeah. Especially concerned, BBC Citizens was
like
definitely bad in the first place.
I appreciate
Fries my circuits, you know. Anyway, aside from that, I gathered some intel, and it looks like we got a new Decepticon base swarming nearby. Yet I don't see too many
I'm so sorry. You guys are so right. It's just too much right now. I really can't look at more. I really can't look at more Chris Chan. I will pass by this. I will pass by Isabella Jenkins.
Everyone knows who Chris Chan is.
Well, now we do.
He's often been called the most documented person online, a sentiment which many would struggle to argue with. From an entire Wikipedia dedicated to his existence, hundreds of thousands of forum posts, and multiple feature-length documentaries, it's honestly surprising that his tale has only recently attracted mainstream attention. Although, considering the disturbing nature of the latest development, the infamy is deserved.
Chris Chan, incest, mother.
The revelation that Chris had an incestuous relationship with his mother was a new low, many thought impossible, even for him. While on its own, it's extremely revolting, it somehow gets even darker. In the days following the initial leak, forum users have dug through logs and evidence to discover the origin of Chris admitting to his crime, and more importantly, the person he confessed to, someone much more vile than Chris himself.
What? How's that even possible, bro?
On July 29th, 2021, a YouTube video containing audio from a conversation with Chris was posted to the Chris Chan subreddit, in which he admitted to having incestuous sex on multiple occasions.
Wait, that's so crazy, because I watched Turkey Tom for other lolcow shit, but there's a Turkey Tom video down here in the recommended tab that says the Nux Taku and Vishoujo mystery, right? And I'm like, that's weird, because I wouldn't really consider Turkey Tom to be, to really, I mean, I know that everybody is like thinking of VTubers as, obviously VTubers have made such a great stride in, you know, in like online entertainment and stuff like that, but like, the circles are merging. That's crazy. Well, I know he drama farms, but like I didn't think that Turkey Tom would even like think of the rest of us exist, like my circle existing. You know what I mean? Like I categorize the VTuber drama into one section, and I categorize the drama that Turkey Tom goes through, the lolcows and shit, into another. Like, I keep thinking the idea is like, oh, we're too small for other places like Turkey Tom to be talking about. Only for me to think like, oh yeah, huh? Like, these are not small. We are not small. It's not small.
With his 79-year-old mother.
I want you guys to know I actually cried. I want you to know that. When Matt said good, like when Matt was saying that he was proud of me, like at the very end, literally the part where they're like, try not to cry challenge, I was bawling, dude. I literally, you can tell when I'm actually crying when I go, no, over Matt, obviously. If you hear me sniffle a lot, that's me straight up like trying to hold it back.
Apart from the obvious disgust at such an act, incest between a mother and child in Chris's home state of Virginia is a Class 5 felony and punishable by up to a maximum.
I don't even think about Gura being in this part either. Like, that's interesting to me, right? Because I don't think Gura is a little. She's in that a whole other section. Okay, we have you know, people who are mutuals with me, Nux Taku. And that who is also a huge, gigantic star, right? But I'm like, the minute that it's like my own imposter syndrome, right? Because it's like, he's a huge star. He's a big, huge star and YouTuber. I watched him before I even knew him in the VTubing community that I've been in, right? And now he's like, now because he's like mutuals with me, I'm like, okay, he's a little bit easy. Like, maybe I could message him. But like Turkey Tom, I'm like, yeah, I probably couldn't message him. And Gorup, that's a whole other person. There's no fucking way. That's a whole other, That's like trying to message Chris Evans, okay? And telling him that you like him. Fuck no. Mouse wanted game. I know that, okay?
Of 10 years in prison. This is made worse by the fact that Barbara Chandler suffers from dementia. This is something that Chris openly acknowledges in several instances, detailing that his mother resisted his advances. According to Chris, the two engaged in sexual activities every third night, starting from the 27th of June, implying this had occurred over 10 times prior to the leak. This is the first time I actually am
going to fucking hear this shit or know this shit.
Screenshots were then posted to Kiwi Farms
because
I've never,
believe it or not, I've never actually read any of this or heard any of this. So I have no idea, like, I didn't actually, like, I just know what people told me, which is that it happened. I didn't know there were, like, fucking details of it and shit.
And reposted by the site's owner, Null, who stated, "They are considered genuine. Nobody knew of this except one person named Bella, a troll Sona of someone named 10th Anonymous, who Chris confided this information in." Following the spread of the leak, local authorities were bombarded with tips regarding Chris, causing him to be served an emergency protective order and eventually be arrested on August 1st, 2021, an event that was live-streamed by Killstream host Ethan Ralph for the entire internet to see.
Yeah, you're lying to about 3,000 people right now, Christian.
But in the wake of the news, many were still left looking for answers. The latest developments prior to this were simply about Chris attending a Brony convention in Washington and doing art commissions to afford the trip. Naturally, the question on everyone's mind was, where was the audio recording from? And more broadly, did Chris act alone? The obvious first lead was the other voice on the recording. Like, and from the moment following Null's post containing the information, efforts were made to discover the person
Tom's
behind
not
the
going
other
to, like,
voice.
actually
A
share
few basic
it,
observations
like Gino
were
is
made.
later, so.
Firstly, the person in the conversation spoke very nonchalantly about what Chris had done, as if they were not surprised or put off in any way.
It's so funny because Antonio's saying when Mouse won that game award, I was watching with other people who were like, who the fuck is that? Funny enough, whenever I watch the Game Awards, I only know the VTubers and like maybe one or two other, like, I don't know any other streamers. Like one or two other people that like would be like VTuber adjacent because I'm such a fuck. So majority of the time I am saying, who the fuck is that?
Secondly, the recording appeared to take place days before. This would lead to the conclusion that whoever leaked it had been sitting on the confession for some time. As far as identifying who the person on the line actually was, the voice appeared to be female, but that was all they had to start out with. Kiwi users quickly discovered the name Kelly Osbourne through accounts on Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube that were linked with the content leaks, and assumed the name Bella. The original name that Null had attached to the 10th Anon name was simply an alias. Meanwhile, Kelly Osbourne would be the real name. Contained within these accounts was a video of her rescuing her dog Max, as well as a tweet where Kelly Osbourne claimed to have met Chris in 2019. Following Chris's arrest, Kiwi started a dedicated thread to the other voice in that fateful call. They speculated on the circumstance surrounding the event, including the possibility that this figure could have influenced Chris. At the very least, they were sure she was complicit, and that was enough to mobilize them. Afraid of being exposed, Bella began frantically making efforts to distance herself, creating several different alt accounts on the site in an attempt to divert their attention and mislead the investigation. At one point, she claimed the voice on the recording was a pitch-shifted male, revealing in the process that the clip was only a snippet of a, to this day, never resurfaced 4-hour-long call. But once Bella realized these red herrings weren't buying her time, she began attempting to frame several others as being the true culprit, while claiming to be a friend.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that she released all this stuff, and then people are like, hey, you're fucking, like, you're this troll, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, I'm not, so that she wouldn't get doxxed. Is that correct? Am I hearing this right? Okay.
The supposed pitch-shifted caller, she revealed that the recording had been leaked onto Reddit by a woman named Fiona. Fiona, a former moderator of that same community, would turn out to be the genuine leaker, but was arguably the least malicious of the entire group. In fact, she'd only gotten involved because she developed a genuine romantic interest in Chris and wanted to have sex with him at the aforementioned Brony convention. Yeah, it's
she didn't release
it's
it?
one of those stories. Upon hearing the recording, Fiona decided to release it without permission, out of disgust. Not truly comprehending what was occurring until listening.
Sorry, I wasn't fucking listening just now. Hold on.
of that same community would turn out to be the genuine leaker, but was arguably the least malicious of the entire group. In fact, she'd only gotten involved because she developed a genuine romantic interest in Chris and wanted to have sex with him at the aforementioned Brony convention. Yeah, it's it's one of those stories.
Okay, so so a real person named Fiona actually did leak, but the person on the call was Bella, is that correct? You guys are saying, huh? But honestly, this isn't even as bad as fucking Remember Jacob Softness. Like, okay. All right. I'm getting caught up.
Upon hearing the recording, Fiona decided to release it without permission, out of disgust, not truly comprehending what was occurring until listening to Chris recount the events fondly. By all accounts, Fiona gives the impression of someone in over their head, with a naive attraction to the internet star. This also made her the most optimal person to throw under the bus. And so Bella, with the aid of other trolls, subsequently attempted to frame her as the operation's mastermind. Of most significance was an orbiter named Sean Walker, who had been attempting to incorporate the characters of infamous spree killer Randy Stair into Chris's pre-existing delusions. This collaborative effort entailed selectively leaking and even faking entire conversations in order to deflect blame from themselves. As you can guess by the existence of this video,
how do you know they're
fake
conversations?
In an effort to discover the truth, the Kelly Osbourne persona was thoroughly dissected in hopes of leads to zero in on discovering who she really was. Bella, being the absolute genius, began to—
Wait, so Kelly Osbourne isn't even actually her fucking name? Kelly Osbourne is supposed to be a fucking persona? Jesus.
Involved multiple real-life associates in her cover-up, first attempting to frame an ex-roommate as being the caller. She then encouraged a real-life friend to try and participate on the forum as damage control. He did so under the username Ternary Mercury, which wound up being the same alias he'd used on other sites. This eventually led to both him and Bella being conclusively identified. They were now certain that Bella hadn't been an alias at all, and Kelly Osbourne was none other than Isabella Loretta Janke, a 20-year-old college student attending Texas Tech University. Even just a cursory investigation to her previous online presence showed that Bella was an internet pick-me girl, having made posts on Reddit calling herself a lonely 4chan dweller who didn't get along with all the bitchy girls at college. So yeah, needless to say, she fit the profile. But somehow, her real-life background was stranger. Her mother was a Harvard graduate and Air Force pilot, while her father was an ex-Navy SEAL who owned a cybersecurity company. They divorced when she was just 9 years old, and her father remarried to a former Secret Service member. Needless to say, her family is wealthy and connected, providing context for later assertions that she never had to work a day in her life. At this point, all the evidence pretty definitively pointed to her as the woman in the call. Despite this, Bella continued to deny the truth. She made one final attempt to sway public opinion against Fiona by reaching out to a YouTuber known as Jibby, who specializes in producing Chris Chan content. Isabella, or at least someone claiming to be a friend of hers, began emailing Jibby, and using someone else's driver's license, as well as selectively cut screenshots and recording, managed to convince him to make a video proclaiming her innocence. Bear in mind, this was not met without opposition. Jibby was actively warned and chose to follow through.
How would you straight up be, like, how manipulative could you be? Like, how did you actually convince other people to make full videos to say that you're innocent and shit? Like, especially when they're YouTubers that are well known for...
Regardless. In doing so, he failed to properly redact all of the evidence he was provided, inadvertently revealing Fiona's phone number. For the sake of brevity, I won't go through the rest of her attempts at damage control in depth, but to emphasize how desperate she was to escape consequence, Isabella released an entire 8-page document continuing to repeat the lie that Bella wasn't her real name. She said that she was never a troll, and once again, attempted to reframe Fiona as the center of attention. None of this would be effective, given that Noel himself eventually stepped in and cleared any remaining doubt by posting a picture of Bella that had come from Chris himself.
Oh my god, fucking Bella jump scare, Jesus.
As forum users continued to mine those involved for information, the picture of what actually went on behind the scenes became much clearer. Isabella first got into contact with Chris by doing animations for him. She was able to turn this business relationship into a personal one, with Chris eventually having wet dreams about her. Like previous trolls, such as the Idea guys, Isabella admitted to stealing money from Chris, writing, "I'm extremely nice to him. That's how I hacked his bank account and stole his money, got free trips, and got him to join a cult." While under the presumption she'd never be identified, Isabella had admitted that she manipulated Chris with the intent of becoming the final, greatest troll of his life story by convincing him to commit suicide. An interesting footnote is that Chris's announcement—
Wait, what? But by getting others to tell them they're Jesus and they hate them, and saying, "Oh no, those people are so mean." That was the original plan, to try and, like, that was their original plan. That's fucked up. That's like, I don't know. Is it worse than other trolls? You know, cause it's like, yeah, obviously it's bad, but it's like other trolls got him to like fucking humiliate and like stuff shit up there, like, you know, like actually maim themselves often. So it's like, well, it's not murder. They're not killing him technically. But I guess that technically you could be like an accessory to murder or something, right?
By convincing him to commit suicide. An interesting footnote is that Chris's announcement he was attending the Brony convention in Washington came out of nowhere. He initially planned to drive all the way there by himself, embarking on a nearly 3,000-mile trip. Chris's announced story by convincing him to commit suicide. An interesting footnote is that Chris's announcement he was attending the Brony convention in Washington came out of nowhere. He initially planned to drive all the way there by himself, embarking on a nearly 3,000-mile trip. This not only seemed infeasible with Chris's old minivan, but he also planned to simply sleep in parking lots along the way. This led Null to step in, offering to crowdfund plane tickets instead, as they believed Chris's original plan would have led to his death. It was later discovered that the idea to attend the event was partially Isabella's idea, hinting at potentially darker, underlying motivations. By all accounts, Isabella appears to have been the first person aware of Chris's incestual activities. She was made aware weeks before the audio released, and even in the recording can be heard rewarding with positive reinforcements.
What?
And I encouraged her positively, let her make the first move. She wanted to do it. And
Oh, she did? Really? She made the first move?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow, Barbara.
Isabella not only had no part in the information being made public, but was actually upset when Fiona leaked it to Reddit, only changing her mind after it led to Chris Chan trending on Twitter. Once the hashtag #ChrisChanDidWhat erupted the next day, Isabella began gloating that they had broken the internet, proclaiming her group as the best trolls in history. In her mind, the audio was likely meant to be held as blackmail against Chris, in order to push him to offing himself. I'd like to say that luckily she didn't succeed, but the current outcome is still so horrible that it really doesn't feel appropriate. To this day, it's unclear if she was responsible for encouraging him to initially have sex with Barbara. Interestingly, her contact with Chris lasted up until the very day he was arrested, with her somehow convincing him, even after the leaks, that she was a friend. It just goes to show how much influence she had over him. As all of this information came to light, news of her involvement began to spread on social media. Isabella earned the title she long sought for, becoming the final, greatest troll in Chris Chan's story. Unfortunately for her, that honor is now bestowed on her real identity. And as it turns out, that association would lead to even further revelations that exposed her to be somehow even more reprehensible than originally thought.
Dude, that's crazy.
With Isabella finally conclusively identified.
Not the craziest fact that, like, you have to be so awful and bad that people are genuinely saying that you finding out about this whole thing is a bad thing. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I don't know. It's crazy. You live? I am live. Why? What's up? I said hello.
Word began to reach back to the student body of Texas Tech.
Oh,
As it
is
turns
she
out,
alive?
her sordid
Oh,
past wasn't limited
yeah,
to
I
just
think
pick-meing
Isabella
on
is
4chan
still alive,
or
yes.
trolling Chris-chan. She'd actually become infamous among her real-life peers for the extreme lengths she went to display her degeneracy on campus. On August 7th, a student named Roman posted a thread on Twitter, revealing that Isabella had been the subject of a Title IX investigation. A Title IX refers to the process used to examine allegations of gender-based discrimination and sexual harassment. Isabella is a danger to Texas Tech. They did not do anything when I told them she threatened to rape and murder other students. It turns out that months prior, Roman had filed a complaint against Bella and her former roommate Lewis. Isabella ran a Discord server called Chess Club, which she promoted to other students as the university's actual chess team. In actuality, however, it was a place for her and her friends to harass, stalk, and ridicule anyone who joined. This would be when the first chat logs from the group began to leak, as Roman had collected an assortment in order to build his case. While most of the conversations are about what you would expect from self-labeled trolls, the most disturbing ones are far beyond what anyone could have previously suspected. Page 11 of Roman's presentation is titled Animal Abuse, Animal Murder, and Animal Molestation, and prefaces by noting that Bella and Lewis had forced a cat they adopted named Goober to participate in fetish play by purposely overfeeding it and sniffing its gas. I'm warning you guys now, this is the tamest of the allegations.
I'm good. I have decided, that's a no from me, dog. That's a no from me, dog. Thank you for the warning, Tom. I really appreciate it. Funny enough, I was listening to, so I think Tom cover Jupiter earlier, and Tom also warned me, like right after the very big realization. Oh, King Plasma, we literally watched it on stream right now, like just earlier before this, and I was crying. I fucking cried. Anyways, I've decided. They already dropped the R word once here. I am good. I can only have so much hardship in one day, you guys. I understand I am an entertainer, but no, even now. Holy shit, hello? Hello? Sigrid, thank you so much. Thank you for the super. Hello? Oh my god. That's actually much more helpful. Thank you very much. That helped me get better. That helped me feel a lot better. Actually, there's a story of a woman who told her boyfriend at the time to commit unalive via carbon monoxide. And there's literally thousands of texts from her encouraging him to do it. She got manslaughter. Look up Michelle Carter. I actually have heard of this one. I did hear about this one, but I think like I just didn't think Bella was I thought Bella was trying to like trick Chris into doing it. Not that that's okay, but I'm just saying like if Bella was trying to trick Chris into doing it and it doesn't actually have Bella saying, hey, you should, hey, you should, hey, you should, then they wouldn't get convicted for it. But I did hear about Michelle Carter and I did hear about this. Yeah. It's very awful. It is very absolutely awful. I just, you know. Oh, hi, Jonah. How is everyone? I'm just about to end. I'm so sorry. You came in right then. But I was going to like watch it. And then the fact that he said this was only like the tamest part and it had to do with all of this awful like animal abuse shit, I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to. I've already had enough today. Yeah. And I cried today. Oh, but Sigrun, thank you so much for the supas. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for the supas and also continuing your membership. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow evening, I will be playing Labyrinthine with my friends over on Twitch. If you want to hang out, Thursday and Friday, I don't have stream, but Saturday and Sunday, I do. If you guys want to check out my schedule, you can check it out in the community tab. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. And thanks for being here while I cry, watching Matt Pat's goodbye video together, because I really didn't expect that. That's given me a lot of food for thought and everything. Oh, I see. It's a messed up story. Yeah. I actually also partake in a lot of like watching crime show or crime stories and crime documentaries and stuff. And I always wonder, like, I'm already watching this. Like, would you guys care to watch it with me? You know what I mean? For reaction. I'm still thinking about it, but yeah. hearing your stream in the background while the MatPat video played was truly the what is he listening to me? Yeah. So I'm like, I wonder if you guys would ever be interested in that. But that said, I need to pee. Yeah, I need to pee. I really appreciate you guys being here. Once again, thank you so much for all this buzz and the support. Thank you so much to my members. These are the absolute best. I will see you guys soon. If you guys want more schedules or my schedule, please check the community tab. Also my Twitter. I have a new docu out, and other merch coming out soon that I don't want to say out loud right now. I don't think I have anybody. I still haven't done enough to check out how to like raid on YouTube and have other people to raid and stuff. So I think I should do that soon. But my name is Lilybell. What is it? If you want a combination of torture, drama, and intrigue, listen to court trials and stuff. I should start doing that, actually. I really should. Anyways, we're 6 people away from 17K. Please tell all your friends to subscribe. My name is Lilybell. I love to travel, but I suck at geography. Thank you for flying with Lilybell Air. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye now.